tell you what, Gracie Terry's done a great job with those young ladies, and saw her a few moments ago. She was dropping the music off, and I always just have to tell her congrats.
Absolutely.
Well, Drew, football teams will be out here momentarily. As of right now, folks, we're about a quarter till 7 here on OKK in our broadcast with Lamar Raider football. As of right now, everything is still a go here tonight for a 7 o'clock kick here. I know we saw a little bit of lightning right before we jumped on to the hot mics here. From upstairs here at the 50-yard line. But, Drew, right now, everything seems to be on schedule. You talked to Matt Boone, our athletic director, just a quick second before we walked upstairs.
Yeah, he just said there, obviously, the officials and the Lamar administration, they're aware of the situation. They're monitoring it. But right now, where the storms are located, as long as they stay where they are right now, we're good. But, obviously, the situation is being monitored very closely. But as far as we know, as of right now, we are set for kickoff here at 7 o'clock.
All right, very good. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups. Of course, Lamar, homecoming night tonight here against East Rankin Academy. And, Drew, you got a quick note here? You want to?
No, I just was going to say, like I said, we'll go over the offense real quick.
Yeah, you do the offense. I'll take the defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Starting at quarterback for our Lamar Raiders, Sully Reed. Folks, I thought he had his best game of the year last Friday. Starting at running back, Samuel Roberts. He will be replacing the injured Ashton Jones. If you weren't with us a little bit ago, Ashton Jones will be out 6 weeks with a broken collarbone. Samuel Roberts, your number has officially been called.
Yep.
Starting at H-back, Walker Mims. I thought he caught 6 balls last Friday. I thought he played by far his best game of the year. Jalen Trotter, what can you say about this young man? Another Friday night, another excellent football game last week, highlighted by the 34-yard touchdown pass. But this is a young man coming into the night, has 18 receptions for 336 yards and 6 touchdowns. And it just, again, last Friday night just played another heck of a football game. Jackson Whitcomb, you can say the same thing about him. Just about everybody on the offensive side of the ball last week had a career night. Wide receiver Benson Oates. On the offensive line, you got Pruitt, Calvert, Hines, Lancaster, and Lee.
Yeah, looking back at Jalen Trotter's receiving numbers so far this season, folks, you mentioned the 336 yards. How about an 18.7 yard a clip average on a reception?
Yeah.
That's pretty darn good. So, of course, Jalen had another marvelous game last week. But defensively, you heard Coach Land talk about this unit, especially in that second half last week against Caledonia in that dive. Made a lot of great adjustments, and I thought they defended the dive quite well in the second half. At the 2 corners tonight, Samuel Roberts and Mikhail Willis. At your 2 safeties, the free safety will be Jalen Trotter. And what about your strong safety, Jaquan Slack? 2 interceptions last week, a pick 6. He was our player of the game last week.
Well deserved. This is a young man, had 2 interceptions, 1 return for a touchdown last Friday. And this is a young man has really been impressive this year.
At the 2 outside linebackers tonight will be Hamp Harala and Kari Towner. And the 2 middlemen, 2 of the best you're going to find in MAIS, maybe in the state altogether, that being Tyler Brown and Luke Morrow. And in the interior on the defensive line, at the 2 ends will be Luke Brady and Caleb Randall. And at the nose tonight will be Nate Lee. And real quick, special teams, Logan Cross, your kicker tonight, Sully Reed, your punter, Jackson Whitcomb, your long snapper, Cade Val, your holder, Slack will be your punt returner, and Samuel Roberts will be your primary kickoff returner here tonight. So that's a look at the Lamar Raiders offensively, defensively, and special teams tonight.
One thing I wanted to mention is, Rob, I've just noticed that the offensive linemen for Lamar have been the same 5.
Yeah, consistency.
Consistency, exactly. It's knock on wood. This group, like I said, because coming into the year, man, we weren't sure about this offensive line.
Yeah.
There were some question marks, and so far they have to this point, they have answered the call, and they've all played very well.
A couple of side notes from other activities going on this week here at Lamar. Congrats to Coach Courtney Schimmelfinning and the volleyball team. They went down to Mendenhall. Oh, boy, that's a long trip. They came home with a 3-0 win last night. And speaking of volleyball, I was given the notice before the ball game tonight. This Monday night at Mugshots, of course, we have our weekly coaches show there with Jacob Land. Volleyball is going to be there. Courtney Schimmelfinning will be there Monday night for an interview. It's always a pleasure to speak with her. She's kind of our goat on campus.
Oh,
I
ain't no doubt about it. She is. She unbelievable job she does. They just continue to kick butt on the ball.
Yeah, they really do.
Court.
So they got a big win last night at Simpson. And what about our baby Raiders? The junior high Raiders went up to Heritage last night, got some revenge on the Heritage Academy Patriots. And Drew, Coach McLeod Norwood, and the Baby Raiders, they are knocking on the door of the district championship.
No question about it. They got some revenge against Heritage last night. They kind of, got some revenge from an early defeat early in the year against Heritage. Early in the year when Heritage came here to Lamar, Heritage won 14-13. Came away with a late in game victory, but our Baby Raiders last night really took that to heart and took care of business. And as we said, they're 2 wins away. Correct me if I'm wrong. From a
I believe one will probably do it, but 2 would pretty much be a icing on the cake situation. Of course, folks, I really encourage you. Next Thursday night, they're going to be back here. That being the junior high Raiders, they're going to be back here Thursday night of next week against Starkville Academy. I wouldn't steer you wrong. If you haven't watched them in person, this is a ticket you need to purchase because I'm telling you right now, we've got some great ball players coming up to varsity next year.
Oh, yeah.
This is a big class coming, and I wish I could single out one guy, but it's a good collective unit that's coming.
And it's not just them. We got about a 2 or 3 year stretch of guys that folks, like I said, Lamar high school Lamar football, like I said, we got a pretty good stretch. Lamar, we're coming.
Absolutely. So great news all around for several other sports this week. And, of course, you can always stay up to date with everything going on with Lamar School Athletics over on Facebook and other social media platforms. So pretty good crowd here. I don't think the weather has steered anybody away here as we've got a pretty good crowd here for the homecoming ball game tonight. The Raiders have finally made it out of their locker room, and looks like a handful of the East Rankin Academy Patriots. Looks like we're going to get our captains out here. We're going to get this thing going here in just a few minutes, and I'm hoping we're scheduled to have a flyover tonight, and I'm hoping the weather didn't scare that away for tonight. I think that was kind of the only other thing in limbo tonight was a potential delay on the flyover.
Well, like I said, looking at the latest radar scan, it's starting to look a lot better than it did about 15, 20 minutes ago, and I just hope that trend continues.
Looks like your captains tonight for your Lamar Raiders. Agent Zero is out there, that being Jalen Trotter. And then, of course, you got Tyler Brown. And I tell you what, a young man that continues to play very well. That's Ryan McDaniel. Ryan McDaniel's played very well this year as well, so I wanted to give him some kudos. Some of the big guys don't get enough love.
Absolutely.
So East Rankin's got 4 captains on the opposite end of the field, but they're making their march out to the Lamar scripted logo in the middle of the field. And we'll see who's going to get this football first here tonight. But I got to tell you one thing. The coaching staff has done an amazing job on the field. This surface is picture perfect here tonight.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. I mean, this is a playing surface that is absolutely, it's top notch, one of the better playing surfaces across the state.
Absolutely. So captains are shaking hands right now, and we're going to get this thing going here in just a few minutes as the Lamar Raiders are going to get behind that big Lamar Raider logo over here to our left, while the rest of the East Rankin Patriots have not quite made it out of the locker room. Of course, East Rankin dresses over across the parking lot in the old gymnasium here on campus. So I imagine they'll be making their way down here in just a few moments. So should be a good ball game here tonight, folks. Like we said down at our tailgate show earlier this evening, this is not the same old
No.
East Rankin Academy football team. They're 3-0. I know they had a setback last week against Starkville Academy, but this is a team that won some games early. And, Drew, I don't care who you are. If you win some games early, you gain some confidence early.
Well, one of those 3 wins from East Rankin came against Canton Academy, a very fine Canton Academy football team, and not only did they beat them, I mean, they beat them, rather handily. So that alone should have gotten our attention. But this is not the same old East Rankin football team of your daddy's years. And if we're not ready to go here tonight, folks, I mean, this could be a very disappointing homecoming 2025.
Lamar did win the coin flip, and if you know Jacob Land, he wants the football. So Lamar wins the coin flip, and they will be receiving the football coming up momentarily, and Lamar will be moving left to right on the broadcast here tonight on OKK. So both teams will be out here in just a few moments, and I cannot wait for the radio audience to hear the jersey description tonight. This is a very sharp jersey Lamar is wearing for homecoming tonight. So I'm just going to, I know for the folks viewing on our other broadcast, they can see it, but Drew, this may be the best looking uniform combination of the season right here.
Yeah, absolutely. I like this uniform combo a lot. We don't see it. I mean, this is one of the first times I personally can remember seeing this.
I think this may be the first time we've worn it.
I think so.
I think this particular jersey that we've worn, now the pants are the same,
yeah,
and the helmet is the same. I think this jersey is a first, I believe. So, but like I said, we're going to get them out here on the field in just a few moments. And, boy, we're matching the coaches tonight, wearing our red tonight. All the coaches are wearing red tonight. We're wearing red tonight. So it's a festive night for everybody included here this evening. Did East Rankin forget where the football field is at?
I don't know. I mean, we're kind of, like I said, I mean, we're ready to go. And, I mean, East Rankin has even yet to take the field. So, like I said, I don't know if they thought we were in a weather delay or what. I have no earthly idea.
Well, our coaches are down here on the near sideline. Their captains came out here. 4 of their captains came out for the pregame instructions. Our team's ready to run out on the field, and they don't have a football team to play right now. So we've got a slight delay here before we get started here tonight. So that's what we're kind of in the type of delay I didn't expect to happen. Well, here comes the Lamar Raiders anyway. Lamar wearing a blue jersey tonight with white numerals and a red, white, and blue stripe across each of the short sleeves, and the gray pants with a red and blue stripe, and that Lamar headgear with the scripted Lamar across each side of the helmet. Drew, those are some pretty sharp-looking unis.
They look really, really nice. Like I said, I'm just sitting here trying to remember the last time. I don't think we've ever worn these unis.
Well, I was just informed we wear them. The varsity has not worn them yet. I'll just put it that way.
Okay.
The varsity has not worn them yet, so another squad might have. How about that? So Lamar's lined up here in front of us for the pregame anthem and prayer and our potential flyover, but we're missing another football team here. And actually, Drew, I see off into the distance now, I do see East Rankin now slowly but surely making a very methodical, slow walk on the other side of campus here. So if I was the folks here at Lamar, I'd just go ahead and get things going, and they can get here when they get here, if you know what I mean.
Well, folks, I tell you, as we've kind of alluded to, the weather situation as of right now, it looks like we will kick this football game off. Again, it's a collection of – we've been watching a collection of thunderstorms just off to our south and west of the Meridian area. But they've kind of started to decrease in intensity, and it looks like we will get this game underway.
All right, we're going to take a commercial break. They're about to have the prayer and the national anthem here at the stadium. And when we return on the other side of this 2-minute break, kickoff homecoming 2025, Lamar and East Rankin. We've got the play call next right here on your home for Lamar Raider football, 97 OKK.
Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC. We provide service to businesses throughout the community from a wide range of industries. At Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC, we offer an easy, affordable option to keep your business's facility clean. We're a locally owned and operated commercial cleaning service, providing complete cleaning services on a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly basis. Plus, Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services can cater services to suit your needs and budget. We pay special attention to details to keep your business looking great. Our professional team will create a healthier environment for your office with our special vacuums that have 4-level filtration to give you incredibly clean and healthy indoor air quality. Our backpack vacuums capture up to 99% of pollen, viruses, dust mite, chemical residue, and bacteria. Leaves less dust in your working environment to collect on furniture and equipment. Also, this helps reduce the risk of respiratory infections. We offer free estimates, competitive pricing, and standards that are second to none. Let Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC go to work for you. Call William McNeil or Christine McNeil at 601-938-5595. Get a fresh start to the day. Call Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC.
Here to Lamar School here at Gray Cobb Field. Beautiful rendition as usual for the Star Spangled Banner and our prayer here tonight as East Rankin has now made their way finally to the opposite sideline. They're wearing all white tonight. White jerseys, white pants, and we mentioned that. I just got to give East Rankin Crest a pretty sharp helmet. The old school New England Patriot logo on the side of their helmet. I love it. So, but Teddy Dyson, his first season over there at East Rankin. Well, Drew, we talked about it earlier on the berm during our tailgate show. My 2 words for this ball game, I don't want to see it happen, but you have to be aware, trap game. Don't let it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. A game that Lamar on paper should win this football game, but the game's not played on paper. This has been a week full of possible distractions with it being a homecoming week. My word is focus. Is Lamar, are we ready? Have we prepared ourselves for this football game? We'll know right off the bat.
Well, that's going to wrap up our Burns and Burns pregame show here tonight. Bernie, thank you, buddy. Appreciate you as always. He's got to find his way into something, Lamar, I think. So, but appreciate Bernie Mitchell and all the locations of Burns and Burns. And Drew, as we kick off the first quarter, this first quarter of activity brought to you by All-Star Team Sports.
Yeah, well, like I said, good to see our offense starting out this football game, as we just alluded to a few minutes ago. Lamar's offense, coming off an outstanding second half performance last Friday night.
Slack's going to return it from the 15-yard line. He's trying to get that edge over there. East Rankin's collapsing on him at about the 20. He does have the edge up to the 25, and that's exactly where he'll be brought down by a couple of Patriots up around the 25, 26-yard line. So first down Raiders as Sullivan Reed, the Hale State commit, comes out now.
Well, Sully Reed, I thought by far played his best game of the season last Friday night. This is a young man coming in tonight with 43 of 79. He's thrown for right at 725 yards. Has 10 touchdown passes, 2 interceptions.
First play of the night is going to be a play-action fake. Toss it out to Jalen Trotter. He's across the 35, up that far sideline, eluding more tacklers up to near midfield. He'll be finally pushed out of bounds up near the 50-yard line. Big gain early. First down Lamar, first down Raiders. And, of course, our first down is brought to you by David Neal's Express Pharmacy.
Well, right there, Lamar took full advantage of really some soft coverage on the far side of the field. Trotter on just a nice little curl route, nice little catch of gain of about 20 yards.
And that pass is going to be broken up. Nice breakup on that pass over there by Aiden Carlisle, a senior cornerback over there. He stepped in front of Trotter and batted away. That was a good play by Carlisle.
Yes, Trotter, on that first play had some nice yards after catch, some yak yards right there. Of about 20, and good start by the Raider offense.
Here's the handoff to Samuel Roberts. The speedster's inside of the Patriot 45, and he's going to be dropped down at about the 44. The reaction over there was as the football might have been fumbled over there, and I think it was, and I think East Rankin just recovered a fumble in their own territory at the 44. So Roberts coughs it up, and that will be a fumble recovery. Not the way you want to start the ball game here tonight. So turnover at the Patriot 44, Drew. It was on the other side of the field, but ball came free.
Yeah, he got licked. He got hit pretty hard there at about the 45-yard line and fumbled the football, and not the start you wanted to see on offense.
Big, heavy package here. Carlisle is the quarterback, I believe. Loper is this big, humongous dump truck of a running back in the backfield. Carlisle on a quarterback keeper is going to stick his nose in there and cross the 45, and he's eventually going to get gang tackled up at about the 47-yard line. Drew, this is their style, 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we're going to see from East Rankin here tonight. They're just going to line it up at the line of scrimmage and play big man on big man and let the better team win.
That was a 3-yard gain on the quarterback keeper by Aiden Carlisle. Of course, we talked about Loper. That is their big back. He's the heavy guy that you'll see a lot here tonight.
Well, I mean, like I said, we're going to see about 95% run from East Rankin here tonight. But I'm telling you, at some point tonight, they will take a shot down the field.
Loper is the tailback. He's going to be lined up. And, Drew, there's your first look at the running back next to Carlisle. He's a big young man. And he's going to take the direct snap, and he's going to lower his head, and he's going to be stopped shy of the 50-yard line. Boy, it took about 3 or 4 guys to stack him up at the 49. That'll be a gain of a couple, and that's going to bring up 2nd down and 5 near midfield for East Rankin. No score. Lamar turned it over early. We're 2 minutes deep in, no score.
Yeah, like I said, third. We got about a 3rd down and 5 coming up for East Rankin, and I would not be surprised here if we see a little play action to the tight end right here, a little easy throw.
And, of course, right now where you're at this end of the field right here, they're going to 2 downs right here, probably get a 1st down, I would imagine, because they feel like, hey, we got an early turnover, but let's see how it develops. Right at the Patriot 49, moving right to left. Heavy package in there again, and they're going to direct snap it to Loper, and Loper is going to be, he is going to barrel his way all the way down to the Lamar 46-yard line. That'll be enough for a Patriot 1st down. And, boy, it took a few folks to get it. Now Loper is down. This is not good for East Rankin. Loper, their best player, is now down. And, Drew, he has got his hands up around his face mask. I don't want to speculate, but did he take a shot to the head maybe?
I'm not sure, but this is obviously for East Rankin. This is not what you don't want to see this at any time. But this is a young man. I mean, this is East Rankin's bell cows.
He's up.
He's up. Thankfully, he's up. He looks like he's okay, but obviously they'll get him to the sideline and check him out. But going back to the original play itself, I mean, we had him at the line of scrimmage, but the problem is we tried to hit him high, and with this big guy, you cannot try to tackle high. You've got to get him low and wrap up.
No score as we approach 9 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. It'll be line of scrimmage at the Lamar 46-yard line along the far hash for Carlisle and the offense. And it'll be Carlisle on the quarterback keeper, and he is going to get inside the 45 to down maybe, he got a little more than I thought, maybe the 42 and a half. That'll be another 3 yards right there on 1st down.
I mean, it's nothing fancy with East Rankin's offense. I mean, they're going they're stacked at the line of scrimmage, and they're just basically playing direct snap football, and they're just running either up the middle, right, or left.
I tell you what, when we saw these young men walk in front of us over at the tailgate show, I didn't want to say it down there while they were walking by, but I think they've hit Wards a few times over there in Pelahatchie. There's some big young fellas, big boys.
Well, I mean, they're going, like I said, they're going, they're going to have that ball control offense, and they're going to try to wear us out for the second half.
Carlisle is going to take the direct snap again along the right side, and there's a penalty marker that comes in. Of course, that penalty marker brought to you by Citizens National Bank, but looks like it'll be no gain on the play. But let's check out the marker. Drew, it was thrown by the umpire.
Yeah, absolutely. And where the flag was thrown toward the middle of the field, you would think that this penalty is going to be against East Rankin for holding.
Yep, it is a holding. That marker brought to you by all the locations of Citizens National Bank this season. So this is where you want to get them. You want to get them behind schedule here, and this is way behind schedule.
Well, I mean, like I said, East Rankin, you want to put them in a second and third and long situations where they have to even think about throwing the ball.
No score here in the opening quarter. We are just under 8 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. Lamar got the football first, but fumbled it away at the Patriot 44-yard line.
Folks, East Rankin has coming into tonight. They've only thrown the ball 12 times.
And they're going to keep it on the ground here. They got a new man in there they gave the direct snap to. Good tackle out in space by Jaquan Slack, but the ball carrier was Ethan Butler, a sophomore, and he's a speedy young man. He's going to get it back into Lamar territory down to the 47-yard line, but that's going to set up a 3rd down and 11.
But what I liked about that defensively is that the young man Butler tried to bounce it here on the near side, but he had a gap right there, but we were able to tackle him low.
Actually, check that. I believe that was, it was Butler on the carry.
It was Butler.
All right, 3rd down and 11 now. Ball is right here on this near hash mark in front of us at the Lamar 47-yard line. So 3rd down and 11 for Carlisle in the East Rankin offense. Loper is not back in the ball game just yet for East Rankin. They're going to throw the ball here. Carlisle is chunking it down the field, and it is nearly picked off. It was overthrown for an intended target down the field. They were looking for Grayson Williams, and Slack nearly got himself his 3rd interception in the last 2 games, but it'll be 4th down and 11. I believe they're going to bring on the punt unit.
Yeah, and what I liked about that is that our defensive backs were not fooled. They played back. They saw it was passed. That was a pass, and they did a nice job right there in the secondary.
4th down and 11. Line of scrimmage once again at the 47-yard line. Looks like Mr. Everything, Aiden Carlisle, will be in to punt. And say it with me, Raider fans, they appear to be punting. There's your one for the night, Gavin.
Well, like I said, for Lamar Slack, I believe he's the one that.
It's nearly blocked there, Drew. I'm sorry. It was nearly blocked right there by Lamar, but they do get the kick away, and it's going to take a roll all the way inside the 30 down to the 27. Lamar almost got a block punt.
I don't know how we didn't. I was like you. I didn't. I mean, we had 2 guys right there.
Yeah, Brady and Willis there.
But,
wow.
As I was going to say, I thought that I would love to have seen, like I said, if it was a halfway decent punt right there, I would love to have seen Slack run up to catch that punt, because I didn't want to give up field position. But they angled the punt off to the right, and Slack, there was nothing Slack could do right there.
All right, we got a heat break timeout on the field. So heat break timeout on the broadcast as well. 6:36 to go in the opening quarter. No score. We'll take a 30-second timeout back after this on 97 OKK. As play resumes here at Gray Cobb Field, no score here in the first quarter. It's going to be a handoff here to Roberts, and he got 8 alive. Roberts got 8 alive at the line of scrimmage. That was gang tackling there by East Rankin. So first play after the heat break timeout. Looks like he will get forward progress through about a gain of a yard.
But you know what I like about that, though, is that, this is a young man, getting his first start at running back, fumbles on the second offensive drive of the game. Coach Jacob Land gives him the football right back.
And he is in the backfield once again. This time it's going to be a play-action fake. Sully is chunking it down the field looking for Trotter. He's got Trotter, and Trotter makes the catch inside the 40 all the way down to about the East East Rankin 30-yard line. First down, Lamar. First down, Raiders, powered by David Neal's Express Pharmacy.
Folks, I mean, that's like taking candy away from taking candy from a baby right there. I mean, that is just, I mean, Sully looked out there, saw one-on-one coverage and said, Trotter, go make a play. What a throw and catch.
All the way down to the East Rankin 30-yard line, 1st and 10. Towner's going to check in at running back now as Roberts came off a little lame. Here's the handoff to Towner. Towner's going to bust loose. He's inside the 20, all the way down to about the 18-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 12. First down, Raiders, powered by David Neal's Express Pharmacy.
Well, I just continue to be impressed by Towner as he once again just runs the ball extremely hard. The first defender cannot bring him down.
Red zone trip, and there's a play action fake, and it is juggled and dropped. Oh, tough break there for Benson Oates. He had it in his hands and just could not secure it cleanly. So incomplete pass, 2nd and 10 from the Patriots 17.
Yeah, that's just a missed catch right there by Oates right there. You ask him, he's got to catch that.
No score, folks. The Raiders are on the move with 5:35 to go here in the opening quarter here tonight. Second possession after an early turnover by Lamar. And now a hard count, Wyatt Bond, that is for you. And Wyatt gets another mention, and that'll be a penalty marker brought to you by Citizens National Bank, and it's obviously a neutral zone infraction.
Yeah, just about everybody on the defensive line jumped right there. You can just pick your East Rankin Patriot right there and move the sticks up 5 yards. And now it's 2nd down and 5, Robbie. Jacob can just about call anything he wants.
Line of scrimmage going to be inside the 15-yard line now, and here's the handoff to Towner. And Towner did have a nice cut down to, they're going to give him the 10. It'll bring up a 3rd down and about 3.
You know, I even though it was a short run right there, I thought Towner really a good decision right there, cutting it up when he did, because if he tried to bounce it to the outside, he would have lost yardage right there.
All right, Town will remain in at tailback. You got Mims on one side of the line of scrimmage. Now Caleb Randall's going to be at the H spot now behind the line of scrimmage. Extra blocker for Towner. Towner's going to bust loose inside the 5. He lowers his head and gets it all the way down to about the 2, maybe the 3-yard line. First down, Lamar. First down, Raiders, powered by David Neal's Express Pharmacy.
Yeah, I mean, a nice little delayed run right there. Towner able to bust through the line of scrimmage and get into the secondary of East Rankin, and we got a 1st and goal inside the 1.
Towner back in there at tailback once again on 1st and goal from around the 1 or 2 yard line. Towner gets it, and he is in. Touchdown, Lamar! Touchdown, Raiders! As Towner goes in from a couple of yards out, and that touchdown powered by Till Neal Animal Hospital.
Yeah, just Towner again. I mean, just nice blocking off the left side right there, and Towner just would not be denied. And a nice bounce back from the Lamar's offense from the fumble on the first drive of the game. And Lamar punches it into the end zone for the first time tonight as we lead it 6-0 with 4:35 left to go here in the first quarter.
Val in to hold the extra point. Snapback is clean. The kick is on the way, and the kick by Cross is perfect. So the Raiders bounce back with a touchdown from Towner, and they lead it 7-0 with just over 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter on the Will Sweat Alpha Insurance scoreboard. Back in 30 seconds right here on 97 OKK. A 2-yard score by Corey Towner. Cross kicks the extra point. Lamar leading at 7-0. Drew, real quick, I got to give a special shout out to the Gordys. They're listening tonight on the broadcast, and John Houston and my man Minnie Fly miss the Gordys to death, and they're listening to the broadcast tonight. Love you guys and miss you as well. Drew, big touchdown by Corey.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, on a nice, about 7-8 plays, a nice drive by the Lamar Raiders as we punched it in the end zone from about 70 yards out on the drive. And the kickoff is
fumble! We got a fumble! And looks like somebody jumped on the football. Did the Raiders get it?
Yeah, we got
Raiders got it, Drew. They got the fumble recovery on the kickoff. Carlisle just coughed it up.
Yeah. Well, we hit.
Yeah, we hit him. Yeah.
We hit him pretty good, and the ball went flying, and Lamar was able to jump on the fumble. And just like that, Lamar is sitting pretty to score once again at the East Rankin. Looks like they spotted it around about the 12, 13-yard line, Robbie.
Boy, this is not what East Rankin wanted to see. They get the early turnover on the Lamar fumble. They moved the ball pretty decently. Now they surrender a touchdown. Then they turn it over deep in their own territory. Play action fake. Sully's going for broke, and, it's incomplete. I think him and Jay Whitty, that being Jackson Whitcomb, were maybe not on the same page there. Drew, kind of explain that play right there.
It looked like that Sully was trying to throw that slot fade to the back right corner of the end zone, and Whitcomb didn't get the message.
Second down and 10 from around the 12, 13-yard line. Here's the handoff to Roberts. Makes one cut inside, and he'll be punished just shy of the 10-yard lines. That'll be a pickup of a handful. That'll bring up third down. Ooh, didn't give him as good a spot as I thought. Only a gain of 1, 3rd and 9.
Yeah, East Rankin got some penetration at the line of scrimmage, and a short run right there. Lamar's got it, you can almost say, about third down and about 9.
All right, Roberts stays in the ball game. Got trips to the near side. Agent 0, that being Jalen Trotter, to the far side of the field now. Sully checking off to the sideline. He's got plenty of time on the play clock here on third down and 9 at the 12 in East Rankin territory. Here's the play action fake. Sully's going to run it himself, and he barrels down inside the 5, still on his feet, and he is going to wrestle his way in. Touchdown, Lamar! Touchdown, Raiders! 12-yard score, powered by Till Neal Animal Hospital. That Bulldog ran over somebody down there.
Yeah, that Sully Reed, I like the right there, the formation. In the shotgun formation, spreading them out, 3 wide receivers here to the near sideline. It was a run all the way, and Sully got into the secondary of East Rankin and got the ball across the goal line right there on 3rd and 9.
PAT is up by Cross, and the PAT is perfect. So with 3:34 to go here in the first quarter on the Will Sweat Alpha Insurance scoreboard, it reads Lamar 14, East Rankin 0. We're going to keep things right here on the broadcast as Drew, pretty good response after the early turnover.
Yeah, ain't no question about it. We've had some action over the last few minutes, and I really like the call right there by Coach Jacob Land. Spreaded East Rankin out defensively, and that was a designed quarterback run all the way, and Sully was able to hit the hole and get past the first line of defense from East Rankin, and nice, as Rob said, nice bounce back by the offense here as 2 quick touchdowns for Lamar, and Lamar leads 14-0 with 3:34 left to go here in the first quarter.
Drew, put yourself in the shoes of a defensive coordinator trying to defend this offense. Trotter, Whitcomb, Sully, these running backs. This has become almost a complete offense.
Well, yeah, it really is. From your defensive coordinator standpoint, it's almost like pick your poison. You want to take away the pass, okay? We'll run on you.
Yeah.
Like I said. But I'm just very impressed with the running of Kyrie Towner so far this year.
Here's the kick return by the Patriots. They're going to get it across the 30, and is a big word as they do get it up to the 35-yard line. That had some potential right there with Ethan Butler. I tell you what, this young sophomore here, he's got some pretty darn good speed. He had an opening, but Lamar collapsed on him quickly, Drew. They'll start it. The big, heavy offense at their own 35-yard line.
Yeah, they had a nice little East Rankin's kickoff team. They opened up a nice little wedge, and so it looked like they had something right there. But Lamar on the special teams closed that hole in a hurry.
Drew, you got them where you want them now. You got them down by 2 scores. It's early. We're still in the first quarter, but this is a team that's not built to play from behind.
No, because they can't throw the ball. All they can do is run the ball. So if you're Lamar right now defensively, man, we got a timeout. It looks like the coaching staff from East Rankin didn't like something, and they call an early timeout here with 3:28 left to go in the first quarter. We'll obviously keep it right here. Lamar leading at 14-0. Folks, if you're just tuning in, the game kind of started ominous for our Lamar Raiders as we fumbled on the second play on offense, and East Rankin had something going, had a couple first downs on their opening offensive drive, but stalled. And ever since then, Lamar's offense has gone 70 yards and then for a touchdown. And then we've also, like I said, we got a turnover ourselves on we had some really good field position on that turnover by East Rankin, and just a couple of plays later, Lamar found themselves in the end zone once again, and Lamar's already scored 14 points, it seems like, in just a handful of minutes. And just like that, Lamar leads at 14-0.
Drew, in the last, 2 quarters plus, Lamar has scored over 50 unanswered now.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. After the timeout by Coach Dyson, the Patriots, they're going to keep it on the ground. Pretty decent cut over there on that edge by Butler, and he's going to get it across the 45 up to the 47. You know, that's going to be a first down gain of 11. Predominantly, they dive it up into the middle. They tried the speed on the edge right there.
Yeah, Butler was able to bounce it out on the other side of the field, up on the right side, and our defensive end on the other side didn't hold containment very well right there, and they were able to bust a nice little run right there of about 13, 14 yards and move the sticks. First and 10, East Rankin. The ball spotted at about the East Rankin 46-yard line.
On that far hash mark, of course, they've got 2 backs in the backfield in a shotgun formation with Carlisle back there. Their de facto quarterback is going to be a zone read, and Carlisle's going to dive over the 50. He's going to be tackled on the play. That was a nice open field tackle there by Hamp Parala, but it will be a gain of around 7 as they are now in Lamar territory.
Carlisle right there on a really nice zone read, kept the football and off the right side, and a nice gain of about 7 yards on the play. Sets up second down and 3.
Lamar up 14-0 now. We're in the first quarter of play as we inch a little closer to 2 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter tonight. Carlisle ready for the snap on second down and a long 3. Here is the zone read again with Carlisle, and this time Lamar's going to stack him up. Pick your Raider. Harala was the last man there. Morrow was in on the mix, another couple of blue jerseys there. I think no gain on the play. Third down and a long 3.
Yeah, our linebacker play right there was outstanding. Hit him right in the hole, and no gain on the play will set up a third down and about 3 coming up.
All right. I hadn't checked the weather lately, but knock on wood, we're looking pretty good right now. Hadn't seen any raindrops here tonight. All right, third down and 3. Same package here, Drew. Loper's back on the field, by the way. Their big, heavy back. I would expect him to get it right here. And they are going to hand it off to Loper here on the near side. He is going to get the first down, and he is going to tiptoe down this near sideline, and he's going to be eventually taken out of bounds. Wow, all the way down to about the 36.5. That big boy got the edge, and we didn't really collect things too well right there.
No, we didn't. We, like I said, just real poor defensive play here on the near side of the field for Lamar, and Loper was able to get the edge here on the near side and scamper all the way to about the Lamar Raider about 36-yard line.
Drew, looking at this running back Loper, he reminds me a little bit of that big running back Kapaya had. Maybe not quite as athletic as that guy, but at the same size. Here's Butler, the speedster, over on the edge, and he's got the edge. He's up the far sideline. He's all the way down to the 10, the 5, and he makes a cut. He's in the end zone. That's a touchdown, and that's going to be a score of 36 yards. And all of a sudden, you look up now here with 55 seconds remaining in the first quarter. East Rankin with a response makes it 14-6. Like we said earlier, Drew, this is not it is what it is game anymore.
Absolutely. Just a nice response by East Rankin right there. As defensively, we just did a very, very poor job on our defensive end play right there, and we just simply paid the price. And East Rankin punches one in the end zone to get back in this ball game.
Logan into a 10. Now it's a bad snap, actually bad hold, and Carlisle's going to throw it into the end zone, and the de facto two-point conversion is no good. That's a big point right there in this ball game early. So with 55 seconds to go before the end of the first quarter on the Will Sweat Alpha Insurance scoreboard, it's Lamar 14, East Rankin 6. Back after a quick timeout here on 97 OKK. scamper by Ethan Butler. The PAT, well, no good. They tried to throw it in the end zone after a bad snap, Drew, and with 55 seconds left, we got a ball game 14-6 Lamar.
Yeah, absolutely. As East Rankin on just a handful of offensive plays right there running the ball, punches one in the end zone. And just like that, we got ourselves a football game.
Here's Slack from the 16. He's across the 25 up to the 31 and a half, maybe the 32, and that's where he'll be stacked up. So Lamar will probably have a handful of plays here before we get to the end of the first quarter. Raiders leading at 14-6, 48 seconds to be exact here left in the first.
Listen, we try to set the stage for you guys that are listening. This is not your Mama and Daddy's East Rankin team of years past. I mean, this is a very, very much improved East Rankin football team, and Lamar, like I said, we knew we had us a football game here tonight.
All right, on first down, play action fake, toss out to the far side to Gavin Allen. He is punished. The ball comes loose. Are they going to say incomplete, or is it a fumble?
I don't know what he called. Like I said, I don't think he ever had it.
And they're going to say it's going to be a fumble, and East Rankin's going to recover it. They're going to say that all completed the process of the catch. Drew, that's one of those 50-50 type calls right there. From what I could tell, it looks like he made the catch, and when he turned around, made that step or two, that's when the ball came loose. Yeah. And now that's 2 turnovers by Lamar in this first quarter. Now you look up here with how much time left? 27 seconds. You're up 14-6. Now East Rankin's got it at your 34.
I mean, it's just been a kind of just an unbelievable turn of events here in the first quarter. I mean, it's Lamar. It's just been kind of a first quarter of momentum swings from both teams, and just kind of sloppy on both sides of the ball. And Lamar, just had their second turnover here in the first quarter, and just like that, East Rankin knocking on the door of Lamar's end zone.
Here's Loper on the carry, and he's going to get it down to just shy of the 30-yard line. That could potentially be the last play of the first quarter.
Yeah, I would think so. We're at 15 seconds left, and, yeah, I mean, it's the coaching staff from East Rankin is telling his team to come on to the sideline.
All right, folks, that looks like it's going to do it for the first quarter, and Lamar in a ball game here leading 14-6 at the end of one. We're going to take a 1-minute break, back with more football after this here on 97 OKK. To start the second quarter, Lamar leading at 14-6. During the break, Drew, they had the big golf tournament earlier today, the Drew Denny Par 75 golf tournament, $28,000 raised today.
Yeah, outstanding. I drove right past Briarwood today on a couple of times, and it looked like they had a humongous crowd out there today. Outstanding.
Drew, we always remember you, buddy.
Yep.
It's hard to believe. 2003, it's been that long, so. All right, we go on here at Gray Cobb Field. Lamar's got a battle on their hands. 2nd down and 8 here for East Rankin. First play is going to be a run, but nice open field tackle there. Boy, collapsing on that play was Briggs. Calvert crashed in and made that stop right there. Caleb Randall was in the neighborhood. I think they got no gain on that play. What a play right there by Calvert and Randall.
Yeah, absolutely. Very little. There was really nowhere for the running back from East Rankin to go right there, and a nice defensive play will set up a 3rd down and 9 coming up.
14-6, Lamar leading it, folks. And the big story right now, Lamar did turn it over 2 times back in the first quarter. Now, one of those did not burn. Now, this is one that could potentially burn. Let's see if the defense can answer the bell here.
Watch a pass here. Watch a pass.
3rd down and 9 for East Rankin. They will look to pass the football, and Carlisle is under pressure, and he's going to be sacked by Brady. Luke Brady got there to deliver a humongous sack for Lamar, and that is going to be a loss all the way back. Wow, big loss all the way back to the 43 and a half. 4th down and, back to Briarwood.
Yeah, a nice play right there by Brady as he read he read pass all the way, was not fooled. And was able to get in the penetration in the East Rankin backfield right there. And Robbie, we see why they don't throw the ball a lot.
What about the defensive answering the bell twice?
Phenomenal job of answering on.
That punt was nearly blocked again. Lamar nearly got a block of the punt by Willis. That's going to take a nice roll for East Rankin out of bounds. Nearly a coffin corner kick all the way down to the Lamar 11-yard line. But the defense stands tall on the sack by Brady with 10:25 to go here in the second quarter. 14-6 Lamar, a scoreboard powered by Will Sweat Alpha.
Well, that's the second time the Lamar defense answered the bell after a turnover by Lamar.
Big.
And remember, kind of circle that defensive stop right there. If Lamar is able to win this football game tonight.
Raiders moving from the far hash mark around the 11-yard line in their own territory. Play action fake. Sully's going for broke. He's looking for Whitcomb, and Whitcomb makes the catch. He's off to the races, 35-30. He's down to the hit, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Lamar! Touchdown, Lamar! Touchdown, Raiders! A bomb from Reed to Whitcomb, and the Raiders answer on one play. And wow, 89 yards on the score, and the Raiders are now up by 2 touchdowns again.
Pretty much. Lamar offensively, they're telling East Rankin, if you go defensively, you go one-on-one coverage against Whitcomb or Trotter. We're throwing over the top on you, and make our day. And that's now twice that they've gone one-on-one coverage against our top 2 wide receivers, and we've gone burnt waffles on them. And that just unbelievable throw and catch right there, and of 89 yards. And just like that, Lamar scores again.
And the PAT's good.
PAT is up and good, and new score with 10-12 left to go here in the second quarter. Lamar leads 21-6, and we're going to keep things right here.
And Drew, real quick, Teal Newell Animal Hospital on that touchdown, and had to give them some love real quick. So.
Absolutely. If they continue to go one-on-one coverage against Whitcomb or Trotter, we're going to go air raid on them all night.
Of course, this quarter of Lamar Raider football is brought to you by Jason and the staff down at All-Star Team Sports. If you're looking for some Lamar apparel, stop by and see Jason and them at All-Star Team Sports near downtown Meridian. They can swag you out for Friday nights with Raider gear. Well, we can breathe somewhat comfortably right now, 21-6 here with 10-12 to go here in the second quarter. But my biggest key right now, the big explosive plays, but the defense answering the bell twice on the 2 turnovers was pretty humongous.
Absolutely. That 89-yard touchdown, that doesn't happen without the defense making the stop that they made. But I tell you what, man. But the throw by Sully Reed,
beautiful.
You could not. He could not. That's twice now. He could not have dropped that ball in a bucket any better.
I tell you what, he keeps getting better and better and better at those deep throws. Unbelievable. Here's the kick by Cross down the field. It'll be returned from the 15 to the 20, 25 up to the 30. And it looks like Tyler Brown will finally wrestle him down. Well, he actually squirted free, that being Carlisle. So they're hard to get down tonight. They're going to get it up, that being East Rankin, to around the 35-yard line. Now, Drew, let's see how East Rankin attacks us now. They got us on the edge with Butler last possession. Let's see if they go back to that same type of pitch play here on the edge. Yeah,
on that one drive, they attacked our edge, a number of times and had a lot of success. And, on that previous drive for East Rankin after they scored, they really didn't attack our edges on that drive.
Yeah. All right, looking at their personnel, they've got Loper in the backfield, big number 24. That's Loper, and Carlisle is the de facto quarterback. And the reason I say de facto because he can also run on you as well. Loper is going to take the direct snap, and he is going to be stacked up. Good pursuit, good gang tackling there by the Raiders. That'll be a very short pickup. Maybe a yard on the play. Good pursuit right there.
Yeah, absolutely. A nice pursuit defensive by the Lamar Raiders right there. Limited gain of about a yard, and will set up a 2nd down and 9.
Raiders 21, East Rankin 6 on the Will Sweat Alpha Insurance scoreboard with 9.5 minutes to go before David White time at halftime here at Gray Cobb Field. I asked him how thick the book was tonight, and he said pretty thick.
So, he's got
14 young ladies to introduce tonight at halftime, so we'll have an extended homecoming halftime show coming up. Here's the direct snap to Loper, and he's going to throw his big body ahead. And this time, look at the blue shirts. 1, 2, 3, at least 4 there. And you can guess the 2 middle linebackers, Morrow and Brown, were in the neighborhood, maybe a half, and that's being generous, third down.
Yeah, I mean, nice, once again, second play in a row defensively. Lamar's defense swarms to a limited run game right there, and third down and long coming up for East Rankin. And, man, I tell you, this is kind of, from an East Rankin standpoint, getting pretty close to danger time.
Yeah, because if they don't do anything here going to 3 and out, you give it right back to an explosive Lamar offense. It's going to be a very tough uphill climb the rest of the night. Loper in the backfield. I think Butler is one of those other guys back there. And Carlisle, the quarterback, on third down and a long 8. They're going to give it to the speedster Butler. He breaks it down here to the near side. Nice tackle, a shoestring tackle. I think Slack might have got him. And I tell you what, Calvert was in the neighborhood as well. But what an open field tackle. I'm going to give that to Slack because he got him by the shoestrings.
It's amazing what happens when you get them low.
When you get them low.
It's amazing.
Drew, that's going to be short of the first down, 4th and 5. And once again, they appear to be punting right here.
I smell a fake here.
I'm kind of like you. This is where my slogan goes to heart. They appear to be punting.
I mean, like I said, it's right here. Ball's just across the 40. 4th down and 5 here. Be careful here.
Slack is your returner. It's a very low snap to the punter. End over end kick that Slack will catch and field at the 28. He's across the 35, tiptoes up the sideline. They're going to say he steps out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. So Raiders take back over on offense with 7:45 to go before halftime. Lamar 21, East Rankin 6 on the Will Sweat Alpha Insurance scoreboard.
I just love the way Slack ran up and caught that football. I mean, that potential, that's just yards that Slack just saved his offense right there potentially.
Of course, we'll have your halftime show coming up in a few minutes, and they're going to get their money's worth tonight. Madison Road Gallery by Woodstock Furniture and our good buddies over at Snowden & Company Real Estate. 1st and 10 for Sully in the offense at they marked it at the 43. Here is Samuel Roberts. Oh, he was about a player away from taking it the distance. He'll get it to the East Rankin 45. First down Raiders, powered by David Neal's Express Pharmacy, but that was nearly a touchdown.
Man, did you see the speed right there from Roberts?
Bam!
Man, if that young man from East Rankin doesn't get a shoestring tackle right there, Lamar's playing their fight song right now.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left here. Here's the handoff to Samuel again, and Roberts, this time he's going to be 8 up. Yeah, that was just pretty good pursuit there. Drew, to be honest, I think that was very slow developing, no gain.
Very slow, and right there, Roberts, I think he kind of tippy-toed a little bit in the hole, and he tried to bounce it late to the outside, and just nothing was there.
Did give him about a half on that, so it'll be 2nd down and a short 10 coming up. Roberts remains in the ball game at tailback. 2 receivers to each side. Play action fake. Here's Trotter on the catch. He twists around inside the 40, shakes a tackler off, and gets it all the way down to about the 34.5. That should be enough for a Raider first down here, powered by David Neal's Express Pharmacy. They haven't moved the change yet. It should be a first down, and it is now a first down.
Well, folks, if you're just tuning in, with 6:42 left to go before halftime, Lamar leads 21-6, and it's been a series of big plays by Lamar offensively that's gotten them this lead here. But once again, Lamar's driving here on offense at the East Rankin 40-yard line.
Here's a jet sweep, a little pitch play. A flag comes in as Trotter is going to be 8 up, and now we've got some pushing and shoving at the end of the play here, and. All right, well, we've got a little extracurricular that is broken out here, and we're going to have additional penalty markers here, and we're going to have to sort all this out. I'm not going to describe it, but I'm just going to say there was some extracurricular after the play, and now the officials will have to square this up right here, Drew.
Yeah, I don't want to speculate myself, but they, like I said, they were roughing us during the play, after the play, and we had one of our guys run over to help his teammate out, and I think we're going to have offsetting unsportsmanlike. I think that's what they should call here. because they started, we retaliated, and we got about three flags that came out after the play.
And guys up here in the booth, I'm going to tell you right now, collectively, as I watch the ball game, that's only the second flag been thrown over all tonight. The Crews let them play here tonight.
Yeah.
So this is really the first time they've had to have some kind of a conference here tonight.
Yeah.
And like I said, this is a crew that we don't know. I don't know the White Hat. This is a crew we haven't had here before. I think they're an MHSAA crew, by the way, too. So, Drew, you know the shortage of officials we've got, so they've got to pencil them in where they can get them. So,
well, right now,
this is a big call right here.
Like I said, I don't know.
Oh, they got notebooks out.
This is not good. This is not good. If they got notebooks
Jacob
out,
Land's upset, so that means oh boy.
Somebody might have just gotten ejected.
Jacob Land is livid. He is absolutely livid, and it looks like it's going to be a hold on Lamar.
All right.
That was the initial call on the opening flag. Now, we still have not been given an indication on the other penalties. Here we go. Post foul on East Rankin. Post foul on Lamar.
Okay,
they offset. That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
Jacob Land is still pretty irate, and now the White Hat is going to come back over here, and and Drew, I don't mean to get on the officials here, but don't retaliate toward the coach. Just go about your business and call the football game.
I want one of our assistant coaches to get Jacob away from everything right now, because he's already been warned, and we don't need an unsportsmanlike conduct on our coaching staff.
Well, the good news is we're up here, they're down there, but I can say from my vantage point, the officials offset the penalties. I can live with that, but evidently, anyway, we'll move on here. How about that? 1st and 20, Sully, play action fake, going to Trotter. He's got Trotter. He's got him. Just missed him for a touchdown down at the goal line. Oh, Sully led him by maybe a yard, Drew. That was nearly a touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a barely overthrown ball right there by Sully Reed to Jalen Trotter. And, like I said, I like the call. I mean, I do.
Well, I want to go back.
Aggressive.
I want to go back to the fouls again, and we have a chance to describe it right here. Okay, so there's a timeout on the field. It's going to be an official's timeout for the heat break, Drew. Let's break this down with 6:19 to go here in the second quarter. Lamar leading at 21-6. The way the activity started after the holding call, East Rankin initiated the post-play foul, and
Correct.
I think that's what got Jacob irate, and I don't blame him for that. Yeah. But Lamar did retaliate on the back end.
Yes, but they had the call. They threw the flag when that they saw what initiated.
Yeah.
The officials did, but the problem that Lamar had on that is we retaliated, and that's what drew the other flag.
Now and the thing about it is offsetting. It's scrubbed by the board. The holding call stands. It'll be 2nd and 20 coming up. But here's the bottom line, Raider fans, that could have been a lot worse. Sure. It could have been some ejections right there, and you don't need that, obviously. So that's the good news.
Not with Simpson next Friday night.
No, not with Hate Week coming up.
So, like I said, I really believe the officials got it right, from the post-play standpoint, because, we did retaliate.
All right, so we got all that scrubbed away. Back to activity here on 2nd and 20. Here's the handoff to Kari Towner, and Towner breaks one inside the 35-30. He's off to the races, 25. He's at the 20, still fighting all the way down to the 15-yard line. First down Raiders, powered by David Neal's Express Pharmacy.
Hey, guys, again, it's been like this all year. The first guy cannot bring down Kari Towner. It's been like that all year.
Towner has been a revelation in the backfield for Lamar this year. Red zone trip for the Raiders down at the 15-yard line. Towner is your tailback. A couple of skilled guys out to the far side. Here's Towner on the carry again, and he's going to go into the scrum. And this time he is going to be held, only to 5 yards at the 10. I got more than I thought there. Yeah. Well, about 4 or 5 there.
Yeah, because, once again, he just kept the legs pumping right there, got behind the offensive line. And lo and behold, he picked up about four, close to 5 yards right there.
2nd and 5 at the 10 now for the Raiders. Towner still in the backfield. Here's the handoff to Kari. Kari is inside the 5, still on his feet. Get in there, Kari! Get in there, Kari! And he's all the way down to about the half-yard line. Yeah. 1st and goal, Raiders powered by David Neal's Express Pharmacy.
I'd pay him off.
Pay him off again.
I'd give him the ball again right here. You got 1st and goal inside about the 1 right here. the way your offensive line is run blocking right now, I don't even think about throwing the ball here.
Here's the handoff to Towner, and he is in. Touchdown, Lamar. Touchdown, Raiders. That's the second score of the night for young Corey Towner. The Raiders have punched one in, 27-6 with 5:07 to go here in the second. Corey Towner, and then some.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much Corey Towner's drive right there. I mean, he's pretty much stamped, put Lamar offense on his back right there and just said basically follow my lead, and finds the Lamar end zone for the second time here in the first half. And the new score is Lamar 27, East Rankin 6 with 5:07 left to go here before halftime.
Here's the PAT by Logan Cross here out of the hold of Vowell, and the kick is on the way, and the kick is no good. So that's going to be a miss there for Cross. But, hey, that touchdown is powered by Teal Newell Animal Hospital. Your new score, 27-6 Raiders on the Will Sweat Alpha Insurance scoreboard, 5:07 before halftime. Back after this on 97 OKK.
Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC. We provide service to businesses throughout the community from a wide range of industries. At Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC, we offer an easy, affordable option to keep your business's facility clean. We're a locally owned and operated commercial cleaning service, providing complete cleaning services on a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly basis. Plus, Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services can cater services to suit your needs and budget.
Well, so far it's been the Corey Towner show on the ground. Boy, pound and ground and an air raid. A little bit of everything tonight for the Raider offense. 27-6 with 5 and change to go before the break.
Well, it's just been a whole lot of mixture, but a lot of good mixture for Lamar's offense here in the first half. A couple of air raid touchdown passes and some nice runs by Corey Towner. And Lamar has a commanding 27-6 lead.
Ball got loose there on the kick by Logan. That looked like one of your shots on the fairway sometimes there, Mr. Rosenbaum.
No. The kickoff was actually a lot nicer.
As Carlisle nearly muffed it and fumbled it away. So now they're going to start their possession, inside the 20-yard line. That was a mistake there by East Rankin.
Yeah, I mean, that cost some field position right there. And East Rankin right now is just kind of, from an overall team aspect, kind of unraveling a little bit here in the last few minutes here. The second quarter as Lamar leads 27-6 with 5:03 left to go before halftime. If you really want to put a stamp, Lamar on this one, get a quick stop here late in the second quarter and get your offense back on the field and see if we can't get another touchdown.
Absolutely. Carlisle in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off to the big heavy man Loper. And look at this big man go. He's across the 20. He has the edge. And, man, he's a big athletic guy. He's like Drew, they don't have the height and weight on this. That's going to be a pickup for Loper on that edge of about 5 or 6 yards. Drew, I would say he's probably 6'1", 6'2", about 270. He's a big load.
Oh, there's no question about it. This is a young man that if he gets the corner, man, watch out. I mean, like I said, he is. This is a young man. You have got to get low.
All right, so second down, and we'll call it a long 5 coming up here. Ball resting on the far hash mark for East Rankin. We'll call it the 24. 24 here. They got one receiver to each side, but I'm not really worried about them. But you never know, they might chunk it right here on second down in a long 5. But no, they're just going to give it to the big man Loper, and he's on the edge. Good tackle. That was Morrow right there. He got him where, Drew?
I think he got him low.
He got him low right there around the ankles, and no gain on the play. A good open field tackle there by Mr. Morrow.
Well, they tried to run on the short side of the field over there, and like I said, Morrow just did a nice job in the open field of getting him low, and East Rankin got a 3rd down and 6 coming up with 4:25 left to go before halftime. Lamar leads 27-6.
Boy, you get a stop here. Remember, Lamar's got a couple of timeouts in the bucket if they need them down the stretch here.
If we get a stop here, you got a quick timeout.
Absolutely. 3rd down and 6. They're going to hand it off to Butler here on the edge,
that's
and that's got to be a hold on the edge. But it doesn't matter anyway because Brown, Morrow, and company got there. And I tell you what, initially Willis was there for the attack as well. That's going to be a big loss on the play back inside near the 20-yard line. Good pursuit by Brown and company.
Yeah, absolutely. Our defensive end right there did his job of holding containment. They just missed an obvious hold right there. But nonetheless, good pursuit by the defense right there. A 2 or 3 yard loss on the play, and defensively we got the stop we were just talking about. Now we got 3:30 left to go before halftime, and a couple timeouts and a short shank punt.
Yep, that's one of my golf shots right there. Shank down here to the near side, and that's going to be out of bounds, folks, at the East Rankin 27-yard line. Drew, was that about a 4-yard punt maybe?
It's pretty close. It couldn't have gone maybe 10 yards at the line of scrimmage. And, wow, it has gone from bad to catastrophic for East Rankin here in the second quarter as Lamar leads 27-6 with 3:23 left to go before halftime. And Lamar sitting pretty, once again, Rob, to score some more points.
Roberts in the backfield with Sully Reed at quarterback in the shotgun. Roberts is going to split out wide here to the near side. Sully going to chunk it down the middle. He's got Mims, and he had him wide open down at about the 10-yard line. That was an easy pitch and catch from Sully Reed down there to Walker Mims. First down Raiders, powered by David Neal's Express Pharmacy.
Yeah, that was just a bust right there from defensively from East Rankin as Mims just up the left seam was wide open. And just like that, Lamar's got a 1st and goal situation coming up.
At about the 6 or 7 yard line, here is the pass out to the side there to Trotter, and Trotter is going to cruise into the end zone. Yeah, trotted into the end zone for a 7-yard score. Touchdown Raiders, powered by Teal Neal Animal Hospital, and right now, trap game? No.
We just broke their soul right there, I do believe, from East Rankin. And with 2:58 left to go, I mean, Lamar 2 plays and finds himself in the end zone once again. But the PAT up and coming, we lead 33-6.
Here's Cross for the PAT attempt. Val going to be holding it for him here. Let's see if we can get a good clean sequence here. Snapback was good. The hold was good, and the kick is just good. So, basically, it's not a turnover on paper. It almost feels like one with a short punt, but Lamar takes advantage of it. Trotter goes into the end zone of the touchdown with 2:58 to go here in the second quarter. Lamar is on cruise control now, 34-6.
Yeah, it's just Lamar offensively has really taken advantage of some mistakes here in the second quarter by East Rankin, and has really extended the lead here 34-6 with 2:58 left to go before halftime. And boy, I tell you what, Lamar kind of gifted them some, themselves, East Rankin, some opportunities in this first half to stay in this ball game. But once Lamar kind of, relaxed a little bit, started, playing their style of football, as this is the team we saw in the second half last Friday.
This is a team so far that has answered adversity calls over and over again. Tonight, you saw a little bit of adversity. You had 2 turnovers in the first quarter. Defense picked the offense up.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you've seen adversity even in this ball game tonight.
And when the offense has struggled early, the few times they've struggled this year, the defense has bailed them.
And now that is a major mistake by Carlisle. That would have been out of bounds by Cross, but he fielded the football and went out of bounds at the 10-yard line. That just that's a microcosm of their night right there.
Well, that's we talked about, when you see plays like that, you wonder kind of where, from an East Rankin standpoint, where's your focus?
Well, now you look at the situation now with 2:58 to go before our extended halftime. Lamar leading at 34-6. You got 2 timeouts because Lamar did take one earlier, I believe. And so now, if you get the ball back, stick another one in there.
No question about it. I mean, you got it right here. The ball's at the at the East Rankin 10-yard line. You get a quick stop, right here. then you got an opportunity to possibly get some more points late in the second quarter.
Carlisle in the shotgun. He fumbled the football. He fumbled the football on the snap, but he's going to jump on it back at around the 8-yard line. And this is just a snowball rolling down a big old hill right now for East Rankin.
Well, no question about it, because right now you're down. If you're East Rankin, you're down 34-6. You're in a situation now. You don't throw. You don't throw the ball, and East Rankin. I mean, they ain't got it. If they're going to get back in this game, they're going to have to start taking some shots down the field.
We're going to get a stoppage of play, timeout, East Rankin. So timeout on the field with 2:30 left to go here in the second quarter. Lamar is rolling up 34-6. Back after this quick timeout here on 97 OKK. Well, folks, it's been a happy homecoming so far, but we still got a little bit of the party left to go here tonight as Lamar is leading it up on the scoreboard 34-6 with 2:30 left to go here in the second quarter. And Teddy Dice, head ball coach for East Rankin, Drew, after that fumbled snap there, he called a quick timeout to try to reset his troops any way you can.
Well, that just helped out Lamar. I mean, because now, Lamar, if you get stops here on second or third down, you got 2 timeouts left. You call a quick timeout yourselves, and you should sit with some pretty good field position late here in the second quarter.
Line of scrimmage going to be back inside the 10 at about the 8. So second and 12. They are going to try to throw the football with Butler. It is down the field in one-on-one coverage. Did he make that catch?
Yeah, he did.
What a catch up to the 30-yard line. That was one-on-one coverage. Give credit there to Jordan Bedford. Drew, you ready for this? 8th grader just made that catch.
Wow.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive.
That's what he's listed on my roster, 8th grader here, and he was in one-on-one coverage. I think Willis was out there on him. 50-50 ball, they won it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Just got to tip your cap right there, and East Rankin 8th grader right there just made a nice catch on the basically a jump ball.
Good Lord, that's got to be a typo. That's an 8th grader? Good night. Well, he's a good-looking 8th grader. Here is the run by Loper, and boy, he's going to shake off a tackle or two, and he is going to be out of bounds over on the far sideline. First down for East Rankin across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Now, East Rankin's thinking, you know what, we got a timeout or 2 left here. We may try to charge down and score here.
Well, right now, if you're Lamar defensively, you don't want to lose focus yourselves and give up a big play here late here in the second quarter and give hope.
Yeah.
To East Rankin.
Because remember, East Rankin gets the ball to open up the third quarter. So, all right, first down at the East Rankin 40, we'll call it the 43 here, moving left to right on the broadcast is Carlisle and the Patriot offense. They're going to hand it off to Butler this time. Good tackling. Boy, Brown met him in the hole and just punished him, and I don't think he got anything. I think he lost yardage back to the 41, and that's going to keep the clock on churning right here.
Good job right there by our defensive end. He held his containment, made the running back from East Rankin, turn back toward the middle of the field, toward our linebackers, and we did a nice job right there.
Second and 11. Clock is rolling at 1:20 and counting. Like I said, this is not their bread and butter right here with clock management and this type of offense. They're going to throw it down the field toward Bedford again, and he made another catch. This kid's a handful right now. And now that's going to be a penalty marker, and rightfully so. Bedford, when he caught the ball, Drew, down at the Lamar 41-yard line, he spiked the football right in front of everybody, and that's just an undisciplined play by the Patriots.
Yeah, he'll learn from that. He just got up there, spiked the ball right in front of the defensive, the cornerback from Lamar here, and just unsportsmanlike conduct. That's an easy call right there.
And of course, that penalty marker is brought to you by Citizens National Bank. Appreciate all of our friends at all the branches locally of Citizens for being on the broadcast this year. That'll march the football back. Wow, that's a 15-yarder, so they would have been in Lamar territory down at the 40. they go all the way back to their own 44. That's a big mistake right there.
Yeah, it's kind of
that's a teaching moment.
Yeah, that's absolutely. The young man will learn from that, and but that's just kind of been the story for East Rankin here in the first half.
We're under a minute to play here in the second quarter. Lamar dominating 34-6. They're going to look to throw the football toward Bedford again, but this time it's incomplete. I think we may have been getting on the QB's case right there, so that'll stop the clock here on 2nd and 10. 50 seconds remaining.
Well, we brought a couple blitzes right there, it looked like, and we were able to get some pressure on Carlisle, and he had to get rid of the football a lot sooner than he wanted to.
Of course, folks, just a reminder, we'll have an extended halftime break tonight. It is homecoming here tonight. Lamar, see the homecoming court is already lined up on the beautiful new fence, by the way, that has been installed over by the berm. 2nd down and 10. Line of scrimmage once again at the East Rankin 44-yard line. They're going to hand it off to Butler, and he is off to the races inside the 45, and the Raiders will finally bring him down at the Lamar 36-yard line. That'll stop the clock momentarily on the movement of the chains here with 40.7 left.
Well, he made a nice cut on the backside right there on the far side of the field, and I'm like I said, I thought when he did that, because we had nobody on that side of the field defensively, that it was going to be a foot race to the end zone, and I'm just grateful that the run that East Rankin only got what they got out of that.
Well, East Rankin's going to have some sense of urgency here because the clock is rolling here. 1st and 10 at the Lamar 36-yard line. They snap the football, and there's a flag on the play. It is caught by Bedford down at the 27, but we got a marker down here.
East Rankin's going to be called for. They had a couple of guys past the line of scrimmage, illegal man downfield.
All right, they will stop the clock here. The clock will be stopped with 24.8 seconds. They may end up putting some clock back on, Drew. I think some leaked off here. We'll check on that here in just a second.
I believe that's the call.
False start is going to be the call. That penalty marker brought to you by Citizens National Bank, so that will erase the pass and catch from Loper, of all people, to Bedford. That big man threw that football. Looked pretty good throwing the football, too. So
I guess they said they had two men moving at the snap, and like I said, I could have sworn they had a couple offensive linemen down the field on the throw as well. I thought that's what they were going to call.
1st and 15. The official whistles for the clock to run. It's under 20 seconds. There is no sense of urgency here for East Rankin.
I don't even know if East Rankin is aware of that.
The clock is still running. 1st and 15, 10 seconds. They finally get a snap off, and Loper is going to step up, and he is going to just take off and run with it and get it back down to the original line of scrimmage, and that should run out. Very poor time management there at the very end of the second quarter for East Rankin. So, folks, we played one half of football here tonight at Gray Cobb Field on Homecoming 2025, and your Lamar Raiders lead it here at the break 34-6. We will have your halftime report coming up next. Of course, it is powered by the Madison Road Gallery by Woodstock Furniture and Snowden and Company Real Estate. We're going to take an extended commercial break here, 3 minutes. I know that seems like a long break back at the studio, but we are going to have a very lengthy halftime here tonight, and we'll pay off some of these great sponsors. You're going to hear those messages next and support those local businesses as well. We'll come back with your halftime show after that break right here on 97 OKK.
Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC. We provide service to businesses throughout the community from a wide range of industries. At Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC, we offer an easy, affordable option to keep your business's facility clean. We're a locally owned and operated commercial cleaning service, providing complete cleaning services on a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly basis. Plus, Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services can cater services to suit your needs and budget. We pay special attention to details to keep your business looking great. Our professional team will create a healthier environment for your office with our special vacuums that have 4-level filtration to give you incredibly clean and healthy indoor air quality. Our backpack vacuums capture up to 99% of pollen, viruses, dust mite, chemical residue, and bacteria. Leaves less dust in your working environment to collect on furniture and equipment. Also, this helps reduce the risk of respiratory infections. We offer free estimates, competitive pricing, and standards that are second to none. Let Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC go to work for you. Call William McNeil or Christine McNeil at 601-938-5595. Get a fresh start to the day. Call Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC.
I'd have been like, you're taking that out. As we do have a few raindrops starting to fall here at Gray Cobb Field as the homecoming court is being introduced at this time. So the MVP is now in the game, that being David White, as he is doing his thing. Got Gavin Mosley, Mike side with us. Drew had to go take care of some personal business here tonight, if you catch my drift. But, Gavin, just wanted you to jump on real quick. I tell you what, the tenacity of this Raider football team right now, the 2 turnovers early, the defense responded both times. I thought that was very key in this football game so far.
Absolutely, and that should tell you a lot about how far the football program has come in the last few years. Because I'll be honest with you, 2-3 years ago, one of these Lamar teams would have just laid down.
Yeah.
I mean, they would have allowed East Rankin to hang around. They would have said, "Oh, poor pitiful me.
Yeah.
I'm not playing well on homecoming. I guess I'm just going to disappoint everybody." You know, that's how it would be in the past. This Raider team said, "No, bump that.
Yeah.
We want to get this thing over as quick as possible. We want to try to have as big of a game as possible." So that's a huge testament to just the mental stability of this team, if I'm being honest.
There you go. Gavin, I know you got a lot you're juggling down there tonight with everything that's going on inside the broadcast. We just got Gavin on real quick. As Drew, we just went ahead and told folks you had to go take care of some personal business. So.
Yeah, we good. So anyway, but yeah.
How's the tailgate look down there?
Looks pretty good to me.
Okay, good deal. That was a record time right there.
Well, I tell you what, nobody can question my conditioning.
There we go. So, well, Drew, as you catch your breath right here, I did notice we talked about this briefly as the young ladies are being introduced right now. Umbrellas are out. Do we have some raindrops?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Like I said, it's just a nice little light sprinkle going on right now, and so obviously we'll kind of monitor that here in the second half.
Of course, real quick, want to thank our sponsors here for our halftime show, and can't do it without our friends over at the Madison Road Gallery by Woodstock Furniture, and of course our good friends over at Snowden and Company Real Estate, and of course our first half. was also brought to you by All-Star Team Sports. We'll have your player of the game later on tonight. And things are trending in a direction for somebody to win player of the game in my mind, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And, of course, your player of the game is being brought to you by Weidman's. Also, big special thanks going out to the Trey Cross Agency. Trey's a big supporter of Lamar Athletics, and I know he's proud of Chatham as well, as she's on the cheerleading squad here at Lamar. They just won a couple of state championships and a couple of the competitions here recently. So just wanted to kind of point out some of our very big sponsors that help us out. Also, I want to thank our friends over at Van Zyverden and Insurance Advisory Group. But, Drew, a lot of these folks have been on with us for a long time. I always kind of – I don't know why I love on Insurance Advisory Group so much, but I think they've been with us for 20-plus years, I think.
I mean, we've got some awesome sponsors that sponsor Lamar Rated football that have been with us for years. And it's so awesome to have those, knowing you've got that – got those groups, every year.
Well, it's all about relationships, and I really do encourage you folks to support those local businesses here in town. So homecoming court is being introduced right now. As I always say, the ladies are gorgeous. Dresses are beautiful. And, the dads, they look pretty snazzy as well here tonight as well. So it cooled off a little bit for the guys in the tuxes here tonight at Gray Cobb Field after it was 90-plus degrees here today. But, Drew, 34-6 here at the break. And, I was talking with Gavin before you got back up here to the booth. The one thing that really impressed me about Lamar is the tenacity of answering that bell defensively after we turned it over a couple of times. And East Rankin did not score on either one of those turnovers. That's how well we answered the bell.
Absolutely. I thought that we the few plays that we had in the first half that didn't go our way, I liked the way that we were able to forget about those negative plays and play the next play. I thought that Samuel Roberts, really I thought had a bounce back after his early fumble on the second play of the game. I thought that Sully, the way that he threw the ball, his deep ball, I think that the touch on his deep ball, guys, I think it's really, really improved.
Absolutely.
But again, going into this season, we all talked about how the offensive line was going to be a question mark.
Yeah.
Folks, I think our offensive line now, once again tonight has played outstanding.
Absolutely. That unit's been together all year.
I think the tandem of Henry Pruitt, Brett Calvert, Samuel Hines, Hayes Lancaster, and Nate Lee, I think those five guys and several others at the line of scrimmage, they have done a phenomenal job this year.
Folks, we're at the halftime break as the homecoming court is being introduced here at Gray Cobb Field. It's homecoming night here at Lamar, and, of course, we'll find out who's going to be the homecoming queen in just a few minutes. We're going to take another commercial break, about a minute, and we'll return with more of your halftime show with Lamar leading it here at the break, 34-6. Back in 1 minute here on 97 OKK. All right, welcome back upstairs here as your halftime continues here at Gray Cobb Field. It's homecoming night here at Gray Cobb as David White, the MVP of homecoming every year for 37-plus years, continues his Bible he's reading down there, the other room down there. But, David, I know, Dave, we always give him grief, but David's still one of the best in the business. No doubt about it. Big D is Lamar through and through for sure. So, well, let's go ahead and dip into a little college football here. I tried to check some of the academy scores. The only one I could really grab, Simpson is in a dogfight with Wayne right now in the first half, 14-7. So, of course, we'll have Hate Week next week here at Lamar, and you know what I'm talking about when I talk about Hate Week. So, but yeah, we'll try to track down some more scores as we kind of go along this evening. But Drew, looking at college football tomorrow, got a couple of interesting games. It's kind of a type weekend, but we will look at them nonetheless. But I guess we'll start out here in the Magnolia State with Ole Miss and Tulane. You know, when the schedule first came out, I thought this was going to be kind of a tricky game for Ole Miss.
I think it is.
And it might still be. And looking at the for you degenerate gamblers out there, Ole Miss is minus 11.5 going into this ball game. It's a 2:30 kickoff there in Oxford.
Yeah, this is. I mean, like I said, Tulane. I mean, they're not a guaranteed W win anymore.
They're 3-0,
and they got a really good coach. And like I said, Ole Miss. Tomorrow they're starting their second string quarterback, which I think is better than Austin Simmons.
I think he is
I think
too.
that young man's a redshirt senior, so it's not like he doesn't know how to play. And like I said, I saw this young man last week play a little bit against Arkansas, and I thought he did an unbelievable job. And so I think Ole Miss is going to win, but a lot closer than you think.
Northern Illinois and Mississippi State. Of course, the Bulldogs did what they were supposed to do last week. They got up early and ran away with that ball game against Alcorn, 63-0. And there's been a lot of talk this week. Of course, this is a game you cannot ignore because Northern Illinois, we know what they did last year. They went into South Bend and upset Notre Dame. Yeah. State is a heavy favorite at minus 23.5. But this is a ball game I think you got to treat just like Alcorn. Come out aggressive early and try to punch them in the mouth and try to put that to bed.
Robbie, I completely agree. There's really not much I can add to that. I mean, like I said, State, for like now a couple of weeks, everybody's been patting them on the back or whatever, and for State, you haven't done anything yet. You've had a couple of good weeks in a row. No sense in coming out tomorrow and laying an egg against an opponent that you're supposed to beat. Like I said, like Rob said, come out, lay the hammer out early in that ball game, so that the second half you're not sitting there having to sweat.
Well, and the bottom line is don't look ahead because you know who comes to Starkville next week. That's Tennessee, and that's going to be the biggest game of the year for State to this point.
Sure.
Not discounting the Arizona State game.
It's a typical trap game.
Yeah. So you need to come out there and roll with that thing early tomorrow. And looking forward to some brother-sister time tomorrow up in Starkville as well. So I'm looking forward to that. That means more than a football game tomorrow. I gotta love on the Southern Miss Golden Eagles real quick. They lost the opener to Mississippi State, but how about this? They won back-to-back. They beat App State last week. They're 2-1. I'm telling you, Charles Huff is going to turn that ship around in Hattiesburg. But you folks that support Southern Miss, you got to support them financially as well.
There ain't no question about it.
And they got Louisiana Tech on the road. It's a night game, 6:30, and La Tech is a slight favorite at home, but Southern. They could be a sneaky 6-win team down the road to get in the bowl game, but I just wanted to love on them real quick. Also, very quickly, I want to say congratulations to the UWA Tigers, Drew. They have started out 3-0 under Scott Cochran, and he has done a great job so
Good
far
call on that.
over at UWA. So I had to give Scott a little bit of love here on the broadcast. Early kickoff at 11 a.m. Arkansas trying to bounce back from the tough loss in Oxford last Saturday night. Breakfast kickoff at Memphis tomorrow morning, and Arkansas is a slight touchdown favorite there.
Well, like I said, when Memphis at home, they are hard. They are a hard team to beat, and
Liberty Bowl's tough place.
Absolutely, and Coach Satterfield, the coach at Memphis, is another really good coach. Yeah. And like I said, I like Memphis in that game.
UAB at Tennessee, a lot of folks just say, hey, that's going to be a tomato can type ball game, but Tennessee needs to have a response after the heartbreak last week.
Well, that's the thing, is that, I wonder where Tennessee is at with a game that you had in your grasp. You should have won that football game.
They feel like they're cursed with Georgia.
And to lose to Georgia the way that you did, in a game that you should have won. Where I know. I mean, I'm not worried about. I know Tennessee's going to take care of UAB tomorrow, but I'll be interested to watch just how Tennessee are they really motivated in that football game tomorrow.
And that's an early kick too, 11:45. So you also have to keep that in mind. You've got Vanderbilt. What about Vanderbilt? They're undefeated, ranked in the top 25. They get Georgia State at home, and of course. Pavia. I love watching the kid play.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, what can you say? I'm just telling you, I don't know who's in the running for early, who's in the running for SEC Coach of the Year.
I think it's Levy and him.
Or the guy at Vanderbilt but I'm just telling you, I'm so happy for Clark Lee as well.
Yeah.
The job that he's done at Vanderbilt. Diego Pavia, I love, like I said, I love watching that young man play. He's so exciting, and like I said, I see Vanderbilt, which came in, ranked number 20th team in the country this week after their big win against South Carolina last weekend. And like I said, Vanderbilt having no issues tomorrow against Georgia State. I think they go to 4-0.
And the reason you say you have to look at Clark Lee as maybe a coach down the road for somebody. Just look at what he has to work with at Vanderbilt, folks. Do your research and then come back and talk to us because that is a tough place to go win.
And the thing about it is, he went to Vanderbilt.
He did.
And that's why I think he's got staying power because people are behind Clark Lee. I think that they're improving. There are facilities there. And I think Clark Lee's not a coach where he's just going to go jump to the next best job. I think he's going to be at Vanderbilt for a while.
Depends on the money. Money talks.
I'm just telling you. I think, like I said, I think Vanderbilt will financially support Clark Lee.
LSU's got Southeast Louisiana. Tomato can game, but your thoughts? LSU beating Florida last week.
I mean, like I said, I was very honestly, I was disgusted. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I think defensively we've got a great defense. They played phenomenal, but I didn't know until Monday with some of the stuff that's been going on. Listening to Coach Brian Kelly's press conference, Garrett Nussmeier's been playing with a torn torso muscle.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. That explains a lot of the play calling so far this year. So like I said, I'm gonna give the offense a mulligan for the first 3 weeks of the season. And from what I understand, Garrett Nussmeier is getting pretty close to 100%. So I'd like to see the offense open it up a little bit more going forward.
All right, folks, we're still at the halftime break here. It's homecoming night, so extended halftime with Lamar leading at 34-6 as they got just a few more ladies to introduce here at the field here tonight. Texas and Sam Houston, I just wanted to focus on Texas real quick. Man, Arch Manning.
Well, he's human.
I mean, he is human, but they got a lot to clean up. They got a lot to clean up.
They'll be he's going to be fine, guys.
Yeah, but they need to draw some different plays up for him.
He's going to be fine. He's a heck. But I mean, everybody honored him during the pre-interviews, the preseason. Already gave him the Heisman, and you know what? He struggled. He struggled.
Yeah.
This ain't University of Texas ain't high school. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but he'll be fine. Just keep giving him reps, keep running him out there, and like I said, you'll see a different Arch Manning toward the end of the year.
Last non-conference game of the tomorrow that was on the schedule: Florida and Miami. Of course, Florida at 1-2, Miami number 4 in the country. Miami is a touchdown favorite in that ball game. I wouldn't say Napier needs to be worried. They played well last week. I thought they competed hard. They just threw too many deadgum interceptions. But Miami is a pretty darn good football team. They showed it last week against South Florida.
Oh, absolutely. Miami might be for real. They've got a really Carson Beck's a really good quarterback. I think he's the leading odds maker early in the Heisman race. And like I said, Miami spent well in the NIL world as well. Florida, like I said, Billy Napier, his seat keeps getting hotter and hotter each and every Saturday if they continue to lose. And I don't know what's going to happen down there, like I said, in Gainesville. I think Scott Strickland has got a very difficult decision to make here pretty soon if they don't get things turned around in a hurry.
And, of course, they have the toughest schedule of the season by far. All right, conference ball games tomorrow in the Southeastern Conference. South Carolina at Missouri. Of course, this game has lost a little bit of luster with South Carolina's injury issues. Of course, Sellers, that was a tough break for them last week.
Well, I got some, like I said, they did announce late this afternoon that Sellers is probable of starting tomorrow.
Okay, because when that injury happened last week, that changed the landscape of the Vanderbilt-South Carolina game. But, folks, I'm telling you, don't sleep on Missouri. That's a sneaky good playoff team down the road potentially.
Yeah, that like I said, I think Missouri, that quarterback, that rookie quarterback that they got, he can sling it. And like I said, I totally agree with you. I think Missouri is a very scary playoff potential type team later in the year. I don't see. I think Missouri. I don't think the game tomorrow at Missouri against South Carolina is really close. I think Missouri wins that by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, Missouri's -9.5 going into that ball game as of right now. And, of course, the big one on the SEC schedule tomorrow, the Fighting Matt Boones, that being the Auburn Tigers, will be on the road at number 11, Oklahoma. Of course, the story being Jackson Arnold going into that football game, returning back to Oklahoma after he transferred to Auburn. The line right now is -6.5 for OU. That'll be the 2:30 game tomorrow.
Well, my question for that game is Auburn back?
We're going to find out.
That's what I'm saying. Is the real Auburn team, are they back? And we'll find out tomorrow, because I tell you what, that transfer quarterback, John Mateer, that came over from Washington State, boy, I'm telling you what, that guy, you're talking about a quarterback that can sling it and can also run it as well. That at Oklahoma, if Auburn can go to Norman and win that game tomorrow, then, yeah, Auburn's back.
So that's a look at the big games tomorrow in the Southeastern Conference, plus a couple other games we tossed in. Of course, Alabama has a bye tomorrow, and so does Georgia, because they play each other next week in Athens. So your thoughts a week out from that ball game?
Well, I tell you what, that you talking about a show me Saturday next weekend, in the SEC especially. You got, the early kickoff with didn't they announce the State Tennessee game next week? Or the early kickoff.
It's going to be a 3:15 ball game.
3:15. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you got, like I said, you got State. You got State and Tennessee next week. You got LSU and Ole Miss, 2 top 10 teams going at in Oxford.
I think game day may be there.
They very well possibly. And then you got Alabama, Georgia, and Athens next Saturday. Those are, and I'm sure I'm missing a couple other games, but it's a showdown Saturday weekend next weekend.
Who would have thought we'd have been sitting here in mid-September saying, man, the State-Tennessee game, that's going to be one of the big games of the weekend. Who would have thought that? But, hey, Jeff Lebby, I tip my cap to you. He's done a hell of a job, that's for sure. So, we're going to take our final commercial break here at halftime. We're going to find out who the homecoming queen is. We'll give you that result on the other side of this 2-minute break. 2 minutes down the line. And, of course, your halftime show has been brought to you by the Madison Road Gallery, by Woodstock Furniture, and Snowden & Company Real Estate. And, of course, your Lamar Raiders lead it here at the halftime break of homecoming, 34-6. We'll be back with the homecoming queen result after this here on 97 OKK.
Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC. We provide service to businesses throughout the community from a wide range of industries. At Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC, we offer an easy, affordable option to keep your business's facility clean. We're a locally owned and operated commercial cleaning service, providing complete cleaning services on a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly basis. Plus, Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services can cater services to suit your needs and budget. We pay special attention to details to keep your business looking great. Our professional team will create a healthier environment for your office with our special vacuums that have 4-level filtration to give you incredibly clean and healthy indoor air quality. Our backpack vacuums capture up to 99% of pollen, viruses, dust mite, chemical residue, and bacteria. Leaves less dust in your working environment to collect on furniture and equipment. Also, this helps reduce the risk of respiratory infections. We offer free estimates, competitive pricing, and standards that are second to none. Let Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC go to work for you. Call William McNeil or Christine McNeil at 601-938-5595. Get a fresh start to the day. Call Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC.
Well, as we make our way back into the broadcast here, Drew, a big congratulations to senior Sellers Bro. She is the 2025 homecoming queen, and absolutely gorgeous young lady.
Absolutely.
And there looks like they're going to take a group picture here of all of the homecoming maids here as the dads all split down here to the near sideline.
How much money do you think some of those dresses are down there worth?
I'm going to say combined value, what is that, 14 young ladies?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say probably upwards to 20, 25 grand maybe.
I'd say combined, that's a good number.
Yeah, I would say so, but they're all gorgeous, though.
Absolutely.
And this is a big night for them, and something that Sellers is never going to forget, as she is the homecoming queen this year for the Lamar School Raiders. And they're taking a big group photo right now. And, of course, just not going to, cut through any of the racket here, but I will. We would be about halfway done at this point with our homecoming from the olden days.
Oh no, quite. We probably by now with the last car parading around the field was probably just now turning the last corner.
I think the last time we did one of those, I want to say it was probably 4 or 5 years ago, maybe a little more. I had lined up so many recorded interviews. We blew through all of those recorded interviews, and we still were not halfway done.
Yeah, it was, like I said, it was a solid 45 minutes.
And that was a long-time tradition, and I understand
Absolutely.
it. And things change, and I think a lot of folks realize that those were pretty lengthy, and we'd be about an hour deep into this thing. But we are getting one score update. This was a big ball game that we had talked about earlier during the tailgate show. Copiah and Heritage are playing tonight. Copiah 16, Heritage 14 at halftime.
Well, we
knew that was going to be a good one. Those are two undefeated teams, and Simpson Academy 21, Wayne 7 at halftime. Of course, Hate Week is coming up next week, so with Simpson coming to town. And, folks, if you've been following the Raider broadcast for years, you know I'm never going to be mayor of Mendenhall, so there you go.
I don't think neither one of us will.
I'm not particularly liked down in Mendenhall at all. So, but, hey, the good news is we don't have to go to Mendenhall. They got to come to Meridian.
That's right.
So, but, that'll be our next opponent next week. And what's unusual is that is not a district game next week with Simpson, since the realignment. But I am glad, Drew, that both schools realize that is such a long-standing tradition game that we kept it on the schedule at least.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, neither team like each other.
We don't like each other. We respect
but
each other.
We respect each other, and I'm like you. I'm glad we kind of kept that for now on the schedule.
Do have another score update from within our district as the Bobby Madden update scoreboard rolls in here. Starkville Academy 13, Bio 7 at the break. So Starkville Academy will be on our schedule. Obviously, that'll be a little bit later on in the season because remember, folks, we got a home game next week with Simpson. Then we go on the road three straight weeks. We go to Mize down in Jasper County, a public versus private, and then you've got the Hartfield and Starkville game back-to-back inside the district, and then we wrap up with back-to-back home games against Winston. And I'm telling you, that Heritage game at the tail end of the season, that's a big ball game, and it's going to be right here at Gray Cobb Field. That'll be obviously senior night. So we got some huge games still up on the schedule. So, well, both teams are back out here. They went for a brief warm-up here, and obviously East Rankin will get the football to start out the third quarter here as Lamar leading it up on the scoreboard 34-6. And once again, if you're just joining us, congratulations to Sellers Bro, the homecoming queen. She was introduced as the homecoming queen during halftime. And we're not close enough to our buddy David White. We're a little bit further down the booth here, but we do it every year. Most valuable player of the night is David White. We may give him co-player of the game, brought to you by Weidman's tonight. So, but David, it's a long halftime for him. He catches his breath now, but David loves it. Don't let him fool you. So, well, Drew, Raiders are comfortably ahead here. What's your keys going ahead here?
Well, Lamar offense really, second quarter really extended their lead against East Rankin, outscored them 20 to nothing there. As they lead here as we're getting ready for kickoff, 34-6 here at half. But I want to talk about our quarterback. Now, this is two halves in a row where our quarterback, Sully Reed, I mean, you know, I mean, I got to be honest with you, man. He's hotter than a fire ant on a fever blister right now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, and here, I mean, going back to the last game, the second half last week and the first half tonight, he's probably missed five throws combined. He is. I mean, and what I like about it, the way he's throwing the ball, he's not throwing a 99-mile-an-hour Brett Favre fastball.
Right.
You know, he's putting the ball exactly where his guys could catch it.
Got a couple of scores we're going to pass along here momentarily from those two big games over in Flowood tonight. But Morrow's going to put total leather here to start out the third quarter, and East Rankin will return it from the 10 up to the 20. This is Butler. Shoestring tackle, and a nice tackle it was. I think that might have been Calvert, number 14, coming in there to get the shoelaces. Yeah, that was Briggs in there to make the tackle. Drew, before the Patriots start the drive, J.A. leads Hartfield at the half, 18-7. MRA in the third quarter leads Prep 35-14. MRA must be the real deal.
They got to be if that score's right.
Good night.
I mean, wow. That I did not see that score.
Well, okay. I'm glad we don't play MRA.
No kidding. Well, folks, I don't know. Like I said, I think this is a good idea. The officials, before the first offensive play for East Rankin here in the third quarter, got both teams together and talk to both teams and together. So I you know, as we alluded to there late in the second quarter, this game was getting kind of on that chippy range, and the officials I think did a really good job of getting huddled up both teams, and basically was telling them, hey, look, man, we're not going to put up with a lot of nonsense here.
Is the clock running? So evidently we've agreed to a clock game. So the clock game is running at 10:45 already. Here's the first play. It is Loper, and he is going to be off to the races. And not to laugh at Mikhail Willis, but he was just riding on his back, just trying to drag him down. And he did what he could, along with another Raider out there. But Loper, the big load, is going to get up to the 50-yard line. First down, Patriots.
Well, I mean, like I said, if you're Lamar, you don't want to give East Rankin any hope at all here in the second half that they could have a chance to get back in this ball game.
So evidently the coaches talked during the lengthy halftime break, and we do have a running clock here in the second half. Now, we're not in the 35-point window, which is obviously why it's running. So they obviously agreed at the break to have a running clock here. Here's Butler on the handoff, and look at the swarming defense there by the Raiders. About 4 or 5 blue shirts coming there to get the stop. Harala comes out of there along with a couple of other Raiders. No shocker, Morrow and Brown are in there for about a 2-yard gain to the Lamar 48.
Yeah, again, defensively, Lamar really, just nice job swarming to the football right there for a short gain on the play. Second down and 9.
34-6, Lamar leads it here at Gray Cobb Field after a long homecoming halftime. And like I said, we do have a running clock here. What's the clock looking like now?
Well, we're now, like I said, we're about 9:20 left to go here in the third quarter. Lamar leads at 34-6.
All right, from the Lamar 48-yard line, ball spotted right in the middle of the Lamar scripted logo here at Gray Cobb. Loper is back to pass, and he's going to take off and run with it. The big man's inside the 40 all the way down to the Lamar 34-yard line. Now it's a first down for East Rankin. They have a lineman down, and he looks like he's okay. First down is Loper having a pretty good opening drive right here.
Well, Loper just saw the big hole right there in the middle of the field and just decided to keep it and picked up a nice chunk play right there and moved the sticks for East Rankin as they've got it at the Lamar 34-yard line, first down and 10.
All right, 34-6 Raiders with a running clock here in the third quarter as they come down to spot the football here. 34, it'll be Carlisle back in the ballgame. Actually, Loper is going to take the snap at quarterback, and they're going to hand it off to a new back in the ballgame. He's going to be punished. That was 21, Grayson Williams, who got stacked up by the interior of the Lamar defense. Looks to be, I'd say, no gain on the play.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they stuck him, Williams, right at the line of scrimmage, and I don't think in fact, he might have even lost a half a yard.
We're already at 8 minutes and counting on a running clock here in the third quarter. Lamar leading it up on the board on the Will Sweat Alpha Insurance scoreboard, Drew, 34-6, and actually, loss of a yard, second and 11.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, at first glance, I didn't think that he got back to the line of scrimmage, and he didn't.
All right, Loper going to take the direct snap again. They're going to hand it off to Williams, and Williams is punished. Boy, he got hit hard. Somebody met him, and I think that was Morrow who met him in the hole. That was about one of the better tackles of the night. Morrow annihilated him.
Well, absolutely. I mean, after back-to-back chunk plays by East Rankin, Lamar defense on the last couple of plays have rebounded rather nicely, and we got a 3rd down and about 12 coming up for East Rankin.
34-6 Raiders. This is the opening possession of the 3rd quarter with a running clock, by the way. We're already at 7 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. On 3rd down and 12 for the Patriots, they're going to hand it off to Butler down here on the near side. And look at the pursuit by Brady and company. Luke Brady was the first Raider to get to him. Calvert comes in there along with a couple of other blue shirts, Brown and company as well. Swarm tackling, a loss of about 2 or 3 on the play. Boy, the tackling on this particular sequence, pretty darn good.
The last 3 plays, they've defensively, Lamar has been excellent. Brady on on the 3rd down play did not allow the running back for East Rankin to bounce to the outside, and just a nice last couple of plays by Lamar defense.
Obviously, East Rankin is going to keep the offense out, trailing by that sizable score, 34-6. It'll be 4th down in just over 14 yards to go. Line of scrimmage is just inside the Lamar 40. Oh, they're going to get Lamar on the hard count. Yeah, Lamar got bit on the hard count. We had a couple of guys jump there, and that's going to make it 4th down and nearly 10 to go.
Yeah, that was unfortunate right there, as we had a couple guys jump in the neutral zone, and that's going to give East Rankin an easy 5-yard. Well,
the official was marching the wrong way.
I was going to say, maybe did I miss something?
Yeah, it is a jump on Lamar, I thought. And now they're marching it the other direction.
Wow.
False start on East Rankin.
Maybe, like I said, maybe we like I said, we obviously we missed something right there.
Okay.
And, like I said, back East Rankin up 5 yards, and it is now a 4th down and close to 20 coming up for East Rankin. And if you're Lamar defensive back, just play back. I mean, you almost go prevent right here defense. Because we've seen, East Rankin try to throw the ball, and it's not pretty.
That penalty marker powered by Citizens National Bank on 4th and 20. Looks like they're going to bring the punt unit in here. They appear to be punting, but I imagine they will. Carlisle is the punter. We've nearly blocked a couple here tonight. And did they have another false start? Somebody jumped, and no penalty marker. The kick is away, and it's going to take a nice bounce all the way down to the Lamar 7-8 yard line. So that was a pretty good little kick right there. I thought they moved on the line right there, but no penalty marker, and the Raiders will take over on offense 1st and 10, leading at 34-6, Drew, with 4.5 and counting here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, right now, I mean, for Lamar, you just in a way, I mean, you've got the game well in hand. How many more times offensively are you going to put the ball up in the air? Honestly, how many more snaps are you going to give Sullivan Reed? It's probably the better question.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like we get an official's timeout down the field, and, well, you just got your answer because Cade Vowell's in the ball game.
I think that's smart. I think that is smart. Sullivan Reed has done more than enough here tonight. Put a baseball cap on that MSU commit and tell him you will be needed next Friday.
Vowell's going to hand it off to Samuel Roberts, and Roberts will get it up to near the 10-yard line. That'll be a pickup of a couple. Of course, young Cade Vowell in the ball game now for the Raiders. He is a sophomore. Of course, he transferred in from East Rankin Academy last year. Saw a lot of snaps, obviously, with the junior high team, and he's been the holder on kicks this year, and I like this.
Absolutely, and these are valuable snaps, guys, because, I mean, God forbid something happens to Sully Reed. He's your second-string quarterback.
Here's the handoff to Roberts again. He's going to get across the 10 up to maybe the 12-yard line. And right now, folks, this is what you're going to see probably the remainder of the ball game. Handoff and go.
Yeah, I like I said, you're Lamar. You've got this game well in hand. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing Lamar's bench trickle in here as we get into the 4th quarter.
3rd down and 6, line of scrimmage. And did Cade Vowell get him on a hard count? Look at the Val magician out there. Wyatt Bond would be proud of young Cade Val. That's going to be a hard count, and that's going to make it third down and short coming up. How about that?
Yeah, and that penalty right there would be about a third and about a yard coming up for Lamar offense. And you would think that this will be a handoff here to Mr. Samuel Roberts.
Yeah, you got two receivers down here to the near side, but like you said, those don't matter because we're going to run the football here, and we will to Roberts, and Roberts will get the first down up near the 20-yard line. That's powered by David Neal's Express Pharmacy, as it's been all Samuel Roberts and then some.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice push by the Lamar offensive line, and move the sticks for Lamar's offense as we got 2:30 left to go here in the third quarter. Lamar well ahead in this ball game, leading 34-6.
Val in the shotgun formation, and they're going to let Cade throw the football down the field, and he is going to throw it, and it is dropped. Tough break there for Gavin All. He ran a little curl route down here to the 30, Drew, and just dropped the football.
Yeah,
tough break.
Yeah, absolutely. You could not have thrown the ball any better, guys. I mean, Gavin All he's got to catch that.
So after the incompletion, that'll bring up second down and 10. Ball is resting at the Lamar 21-yard line. Lamar 34, East Rankin 6. We're now officially under 2 minutes remaining and counting on a running clock here in the third quarter.
Man, that was a well-thrown football.
Yeah, pretty good little throw there by
sir.
Cade. Second down and 10. Here's the handoff to Roberts, and Roberts will get through the line across the 30, and he'll be tackled up near the 34-yard line. First down, Raiders, powered by David Neal's Express Pharmacy.
And again, I mean, a patient run right there by Mr. Roberts. I mean, he was able to give the offensive line the time to create the open blocks at the line of scrimmage, and then that's when he went through the hole. Nice patient run there by Mr. Roberts.
From the Raider 34-yard line, moving right to left goes Lamar. Play action fake. Val sets his feet, throws it down the field. It is tipped up in the air and nearly intercepted. Boy, you had two players in the neighborhood there. They basically fought over the interception, that being East Rankin, and it fell to the grass incomplete. That should have been an interception.
I had no question about it. I mean, the two guys from East Rankin were right there, and it was like you said it. I mean, they kind of selfishly kind of fought for the interception, and then next thing you know, the ball hits the ground. So a big break there for Lamar right there.
All right, Val in the shotgun again on second down and 10 from the Raider 34-yard line. Here's the handoff to Roberts, and this time Roberts is going to be 8 up in the backfield for a loss back to about the 31. That's going to be a loss of a pair right there, 3rd and 12.
Yeah, missed block at the line of scrimmage right there, and which allowed the penetration in the Lamar backfield, and a loss of about 2 on the play. It's like 3rd down and 12. And, folks, that's going to do it for the third quarter here from Gray Cobb Field. And your Lamar Raiders are well in hand for their 4th victory of the season. As we go to the 4th quarter, Lamar leads 34-6. We're going to take a 1-minute timeout. You're listening to Lamar Raider football right here on 97 OKK.
All right, folks, we're set to kick off the 4th quarter here. It's all Raiders on homecoming with Lamar leading at 34-6, and obviously we'll have another running clock here in the 4th quarter. Coaches obviously agreed on that during the halftime break. So, yeah, usually the MAIS rule is a 35-point lead, but probably a good idea they did that, I would think.
Absolutely.
First play is going to be a pass here that is going to be juggled and incomplete. Tough break there. You had Oates right there. Pretty good play call there by Jacob Land. It was set up beautifully, just could not execute.
Absolutely. I mean, all we had to do, I mean, I was really a well-thrown football.
Cade's thrown it well.
Yeah, I mean, other than that one throw, but again, Mr. Val did not really get a whole lot of help from his wide receivers right there.
Well, Sully Reed will come out to punt right here. He's going to be standing back inside the 20. Is that Sully punting? I thought it was Sully.
I don't think so.
I don't think it is. Or is that Calvert?
Calvert.
That's what Briggs. I was about to say, I hope Sully's not out there kicking. Briggs Calvert will be in to kick right here, the young sophomore. He'll be standing back inside the 20-yard line. Yeah, Sully is your usual kicker. Nothing wrong with Sully. It's a blowout ball game, so you don't want to risk injury here tonight. Calvert will get to – that's a pretty good kick there by Calvert. That's an end-over-end kick. That's a nice roll all the way inside the 25 to the 23.
40, 45-yard punt.
How about Briggs Calvert right there?
Nice. Really nice punt right there.
Nice.
End over end. Got a nice Lamar bounce right there. And it looks like they will spot the ball just near the East Rankin, right at the 24-yard line.
Let's go through all the players on the field if we have any subs. Looks like we got a lot of guys in the secondary, Drew. We'll just kind of go up and down the field. I see 18. That's Landon Johnson in the ball game now. Yeah, Jacob Land's emptying the bench right here.
Good for him.
Holt Harala, 27, is in the ball game.
Pace Perrette is in the game as well.
Okay. Yeah, I see Briggs Calvert out there.
Let's see here.
Got another guy on the opposite end of the field. Like I said, we're just kind of scanning up and down the field here of all the new. I think that may be Joe Morrow out there at the far corner.
18, Landon Johnson out there?
Yeah, Johnson's out there. All right, pass play down the field, and did Joe Morrow just pick it off?
Just did.
He sure did! What an interception by Joe Morrow! What an interception by little Joe Morrow! The attack of the Morrows is back here at Gray Cobb Field. Dadgummit, how did Joe Morrow intercept that ball? And a penalty flag is going to come out on the ball spin at the logo. But you know what? Who cares? Joe Morrow, what a pick. Drew, he made up about 10 yards on that pass.
He did. He had some great cover-up speed right there, and a nice.
I love these Morrows, man.
A nice interception. Of course, Lamar's going to be called for unsportsmanlike conduct, but you know what?
That is the future. Joe Morrow is going to be a big player at this program. I guarantee you.
If you're Coach Jacob Land, you flush that 15 unsportsmanlike. That's just your players are coming out to celebrate. Young Joe Morrow making a nice play, nice interception, and we had a couple of guys come out on the field without their helmet.
And you know what?
You got to
whoop-de-doo.
Well, that's right. I mean, you just got to accept that and move on.
Here, I'll pass you the money for the fine right here because that's well worth it. So after the pick by little Joe Morrow, here is the handoff up the middle, and like I said, it's basically for no gain. That was Roberts there. 34-6 Raiders as we have 8.5 and counting here. And, man, usually in a blowout ball game you don't get that excited, but you had to on that interception by Joe Morrow.
Well, I mean, you're a ninth grader. Like I said, this is a young man that played. I mean, like I said, he starts for your junior high squad.
He had 100 yards last night.
100 yards running the ball last night. And then first play, Coach Jacob Land puts him out as a defensive back and makes a great interception.
Val's going to throw the football. He kind of airmails that one rather over the head of Gavin All. Had some pressure bearing down on him too, 3rd and 10. But reps here for Cade. You need them, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
Yep, and like I said, we're now approaching 7:40 left to go in the ball game. Lamar, folks, we're laughing at this one here in the second half. Lamar leads at 34-6.
Val in the shotgun on 3rd and 10 here. And hard count?
Yep.
I believe so. Wyatt Bond, that's for you. And it'll be 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, like I said, that makes the 3rd down a little bit easier.
Start of the 4th quarter, MRA 49, Jackson Prep 21.
That's unbelievable.
I'm glad we do not play Madison Ridgeland Academy this year.
I'm not surprised the MRA is going to win that football game. I'm surprised
the convincing fashion.
Exactly. I mean, because wow, MRA, they must have a dream team over there this year.
3rd down and 5 yards to go here. Val's going to complete this, and Harala's got the football, and he is going to be stopped short of the 1st down, it appears. Well, he's going to be a little closer than I thought. across the 35. Nice catch there by Hamp.
It's first down.
It is a first down. Sure is. First down pass there from Val to Harala, powered by David Neal's Express Pharmacy. So Cade Val gets himself a passing first down.
Well, just that little wide receiver slip screen here to the near side and a couple nice blocks. And Hamp Harala, with second effort, was able to pick up the first down.
34-6 Lamar, 6.5 and counting on a running clock. Play action fake. Val across the middle, and it's almost caught. That was a good ball there by Cade Val. He nearly connected with Hamp Harala again, but Hamp just had it slide right out of his fingers.
You can't throw a ball any better. That was a hell of a throw.
Cade is throwing the ball well here tonight.
That was a hell of a throw there by Cade Val right there, right across the middle. I loved it. It was a little post route right across the middle, and just on the outside grips of Hamp Harala.
2nd and 10 from the Lamar 36-yard line. Val takes the snap. He's going to hand it off. I believe that's Roberts, and he's going to cross the 40 up to around the 41. So that's going to bring up a third down at about 4.5 to 5 yards.
Yeah, I'm just, like I said, I know it's incomplete, but that
was a good throw.
You can, with that throw, man, you can win with that type throw.
Absolutely. This quarter of Lamar Raider football obviously powered by All-Star Team Sports, and guess who just checked in the ball game at tailback? Little Joe Morrow.
Well, I tell you what, man, that's like I said, I hope he gets the ball right here. I hope he does.
I have a sneaking suspicion he probably will here on 3rd down and 4. Morrow in the backfield. Yes, another Morrow here at Lamar. Man in motion is Mims out to the far side now. They will hand it off to little Joe right here, and Joe is going to get ahead and get a first down for Lamar. He just got enough, and that first down from Joe is powered by David Neal's Express Pharmacy.
Well, like I said, they did a really good job of bringing Harala in motion right there, overloaded the left side right there, and that put an extra blocker right there, and that's where Joe ran the football.
If Joe Morrow scores a touchdown here, there may be a mob on the field here tonight.
Oh, my goodness.
4.5 minutes to go on the running clock. It'll be 1st and 10 Raiders just beyond the Lamar 47-yard line. Raiders moving left to right with Cade Val at the controls at the QB slot. Here is Joe Morrow in the handoff, and he will get some tough yards across the 50 down to the East Rankin 49. Morrow's not a big kid, but he's tough.
Tough and gutsy.
Yeah.
Gosh, I mean, folks, 3 years of Joe Morrow coming up.
And think about this. You got Kari Towner coming back next year as a senior, and you got this young fella coming up.
I'm just, boy, I'm telling you right now, man, this is, our running back situation for next year is going to be pretty scary.
Exactly. 2nd down and 6 after that handoff to Morrow. He stays in the tailback slot here with Val in the shotgun from the East Rankin 49-yard line. Val's going to hand it off to Joe here, and Joe is going to be knocked down at about the 48, maybe the 47.5. Pick up a yard or two, but right now it's 3rd down and 4 technically, but 34-6 Raiders.
Yeah, we're now officially about 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in this ball game. Lamar leading 34-6, and right now this game is all over but the shouting.
All right, Val will be in the shotgun. A bevy of brand-new receivers out there as well. We'll see if they try to throw it here, just keep it on the ground with Joe here or not. Snap is clean. Play action fake. Val's going to throw it down here to Oates. He makes the catch, but East Rankin read that screenplay pretty well down here. Maybe a half a yard loss on the play. That'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, that was, like I said, we've kind of, we've ran that play several times here on this drive, and East Rankin did a pretty good job of reading it right there for no gain on the play. The 4th down and about 5 coming up.
Raiders are going to win homecoming tonight and win, most importantly, a district football game. And go 1-0 this week. 2:28 in that running clock here with the Raiders in control, 34-6. Raiders are going to go for it on 4th down and 4.5. Val across the middle, and it's caught all the way down to the 30-yard line. That was Hamp Harala down there making the grab for the Raiders. First down, powered by David Neal's Express Pharmacy. Cade Val with a little fastball down there.
Sure, a nicely thrown football right there to Hamp Harala once again across the middle. Move the sticks, Lamar. Ball spotted at the East Rankin 30-yard line.
Todd taught him everything he knows, I guarantee you. At the 30-yard line, 1st and 10 for Val and company. And they're going to hand it off to Joe again. Well, this time not going to be able to get anything right there. Joe's going to be stopped for a half a yard loss on the play.
Yeah, I'm wondering, like I said, we hope wonder if we'll just take a knee right here. We ain't got but about a couple more snaps left to go in the ball game.
Number 50, Lucas Williams, going to check in at the offensive line slot for the Raiders. Got a couple of more folks checking in. I love this. Jacob is just clearing everything out here. Maddox Mims in the ball game, number 13 now for the Raiders. Tell you what, Maddox is going to be one heck of a player too now.
Absolutely.
He's lined up in the slot at the top now. Here's the handoff to Morrow, and Joe found something out of that. I think he got maybe a yard out of that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know how he got that.
58 seconds. Like I said, this thing is pretty much done as Preston Perrett's going to check in, 22. And if you wore a jersey and you had pads on, I think you saw the field tonight.
Absolutely,
and I love
in the fourth quarter. But this should be with now 40 seconds left to go in the ball game. This should be the last snap of the ball game.
Val in the shotgun on 3rd down and 11 with Morrow flanking him to his hip right there. They're going to hand it off to Joe here, and Joe is going to find some way to get back to the 30-yard line, and that may be the last play of the night.
Yep, that's it.
That is the last play of the night. So the Raiders take care of business and then some here tonight, winning Homecoming 2025 as they take down the East Rankin Academy Patriots. Final score here tonight, Lamar 34 and East Rankin 6. So the Raiders go to 4-1 overall. Most importantly, 1-0 in district play. We'll take a timeout, pay off the rest of our bills. We'll come back with the Weidman's player of the game as well. And we'll wrap up the broadcast after this here on 97 OKK.
Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC. We provide service to businesses throughout the community from a wide range of industries. At Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC, we offer an easy, affordable option to keep your business's facility clean. We're a locally owned and operated commercial cleaning service, providing complete cleaning services on a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly basis. Plus, Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services can cater services to suit your needs and budget. We pay special attention to details to keep your business looking great. Our professional team will create a healthier environment for your office with our special vacuums that have 4-level filtration to give you incredibly clean and healthy indoor air quality. Our backpack vacuums capture up to 99% of pollen, viruses, dust mite, chemical residue, and bacteria. Leaves less dust in your working environment to collect on furniture and equipment. Also, this helps reduce the risk of respiratory infections. We offer free estimates, competitive pricing, and standards that are second to none. Let Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC go to work for you. Call William McNeil or Christine McNeil at 601-938-5595. Get a fresh start to the day. Call Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC.
Our player of the game brought to you by Weidman's. But before we name the player of the game, our honorable mention player of the game is David White. Down in the booth down here from us, the honorable mention player of the game as he does another great job on homecoming tonight.
Absolutely.
Had to get him before he walked out of the booth here tonight. But we will get to the player of the game on the field here tonight, but want to give David some love here. Absolutely. Does a great job down the way there. But, Drew, 34-6 Raiders take care of business tonight.
Absolutely. After kind of a slow start tonight, Lamar really took control of this football game as we moved into the second quarter, really outscored them 20-0 there in that second quarter, and really after we outscored them in the first quarter 14-6, and really, we led it at the half 34-6 and didn't really look back. We had a running clock in the second half. Once again, I thought Sully Reed did what he had to do. But Rob, we talked about it during the break here, that we both agree that the player of the game for Lamar here tonight has got to be our running back, Corey Towner, with his performance.
Corey did a great job running the football tonight. Those 2 scoring touchdowns, I thought he really set the tone in the ground game tonight, and a lot of other guys we could have tipped our cap to, but Corey Towner is our Weidman's player of the game here tonight. Of course, go by and visit Charles and the staff in downtown Meridian at Weidman's since 1870, a great tradition in downtown Meridian. And, boy, if you're looking for a good meal this weekend, Weidman's is the perfect stop. The fried green tomatoes, every appetizer is wonderful. The redfish 1870, the list goes on. And, of course, the pie.
Yeah.
Black bottom pie, peanut butter pie. My gosh.
Any dessert on the menu, I mean.
And Charles has always got some good steak specials down there as well. So
absolutely. But again, Coach Whiting and his defense once again tonight, just another stellar performance. They just continue to answer the bell every Friday night. They really, they had that one bad game against Prep, but there's going to be a lot of people that's going to have bad games.
I think so. Yeah.
So. But since then, since the third quarter of last week against Caledonia, they've now gone. They've only given up one touchdown in the last 6 quarters, if my memory serves me correctly.
That's right.
So they continue to get better and better. Offensively, the dynamic duo of Jalen Trotter and Jackson Whitcomb. Like I said, if there's a better duo right now in the state of Mississippi, and outside of Jackson, I'd like to know, who they are, because I tell you what, we're blessed to have those 2 young men here at Lamar. But I've said during the pregame night, I was kind of concerned with it being the week of homecoming.
Yeah.
In years past, we've had troubles, staying focused the week of homecoming with all the distractions and everything. You wonder how we would open up tonight. Boy, I mean, like I said, Lamar did an excellent job there. On paper, we were supposed to do this tonight, and we came out and did it on the field, and that's what counts.
So the Raiders check a box here tonight. You go 1-0 this week, and you go to 4-1 overall, and of course, most importantly, 1-0 in district. East Rankin falls to 0-2 in district with losses to Lamar and Starkville Academy. They go to 3-2 overall. So this one is in your rear view, and I know that Coach Jacob Lamb probably told the players in the huddle down there, make wise decisions tonight,
yes.
And I will echo that as well.
Absolutely.
But now, my favorite week is here. It is Hate Week coming up. Simpson Academy comes to Lamar. Drew, we can tell every story in the book about this heated rivalry over the years. The game is not a district game, but I don't care if Lamar plays Simpson and Tiddlywinks. It's going to be a competitive, in-your-face rivalry football game, and it's going to be right here next Friday night.
Well, I mean, Lamar right now, they just keep adding to their resume.
Yeah.
And next week is another opportunity to add to their so far very impressive resume. Lamar and Simpson, it's even though it's not a so-called quote-unquote district game anymore, it's a rivalry game. It means something.
It means a lot to folks who've been around here a long time.
Absolutely. So, like I said, regardless of what kind of season Simpson is having up to this point, Simpson is Simpson. And when Simpson plays Lamar, they always bring their A game.
Yep.
I expect Simpson to bring their A game next Friday night, and Lamar's playing some really good football right now. We can't afford to have a slip up.
Absolutely.
And I think anytime you mention Lamar Simpson, that'll have Lamar's attention next week at practice, and I would be shocked if we don't see Lamar with their A+ effort next Friday night.
Let's thank our sponsors one more time before we get out of here. David Neal's Express Pharmacy, Burns & Burns, Mattress Express by Woodstock, Citizens National Bank, Till Neal Animal Hospital, East Mississippi Oral and Facial Surgery, the Madison Road Gallery by Woodstock, Snowden & Company Real Estate, Will Sweat Alpha Insurance Company, Van Zyverden Insurance Advisory Group, our good friends down at All-Star Team Sports, of course, Weidmans. Appreciate Charles and our player of the game. And, of course, our good buddy Trey Cross at Trey Cross Agency and his support. Also, one more time, congratulations to Sellers Bro, this year's homecoming queen that was crowned earlier tonight. Well, Drew, any final thoughts before we exit stage right here?
My final thoughts is, like I said, Lamar is now officially 4-1 on the season. We've got a really good football team. I think that's clear. But our focus right now is just keep going 1-0 every week.
Yep.
That's all, and everything else will take care of itself.
Absolutely. Folks, don't forget Monday night, Mugshot, 6:30. We hope you'll join us there for the Jacob Land Coaches Show. A special guest on Monday night will be Courtney Schimmelfinning, volleyball coach there at Lamar. So it should be a great show there Monday night at Mugshot's Bar and Grill.
Like I said, I forgot to mention, obviously, folks, next Friday night, Simpson, come early and be loud.
Pack this dadgum place out.
Let's pack this place, a standing room only. And be loud.
Absolutely. Well, folks, that's going to wrap it up here tonight. Happy homecoming as Lamar takes down East Rankin Academy 34-6. Great job by our good friend Marcus on the other end, producing a fine broadcast back at the station. For Drew, I'm Rob. Have a great rest of your night. Be safe on the highways and byways as you're headed to Oxford and Starkville tomorrow. And most importantly, I'm going to add this in this week. Love on each other. Always love on each other, and always choose the church of your choice. That'll wrap it up. 34-6, Lamar wins it here tonight on homecoming night here on 97.0 KK.